And hello. Welcome back to Oceania 4Key World Cup 2021 groups a round of 32. I already messed that up. Wow, I was hoping I didn't mess that up, but round of 32. I am Shoegazer, and with me is Swedish commentator, Davy. Hello, say hello.
I'm here now, and here to commentate the Swedish matchup versus the Koreans. Yes,
oh my god!
They have a Swedish guy commentating in Sweden.
All right. Yeah, I speak Swedish too. Actually, don't tell anyone. But yes, we are this current match is South Korea versus Sweden. Pretty interesting match, I'd say. Pretty interesting match. South Korea was I believe, the third place team last year, but the lineup this year is very, very different compared to last year. I can't remember names anymore, but the names here are very new. I think this is like their first or second time participating, barring Transcendence. And Sweden, we haven't really seen much of Sweden.
Yeah, sadly, also Trimatic is not playing right now. I don't actually recognize one of these players. Everyone's are familiar to me.
I thought you're Swedish. You should know all of them, or something like that. Don't worry, I'm gonna. All right. Anyway, right now going to the match: South Korea versus Sweden. They already got the roles done. Sweden banning Toda Street, and South Korea probably banning Harajuku Iahoi. I expect South Korea versus Sweden to be a very Rice-oriented match, given their strength. South Korea did really, really well on the Rice maps this year, and Sweden, I think, is mostly good at Rice.
Sweden is definitely very Rice-oriented, and same goes with South Korea. Now, unfortunately, South Korea is bit stronger when it comes to just pure Rice. I've seen some of their scores, and there's something. We'll see if they can match up to them in this match. It would be exciting to see, because
hello, South Korea, you are not allowed to ban any maps, please. You have to ban something.
No ban. That is bold. Anyways, heja Sverige, I guess.
But yeah,
I have to say something in Swedish. Otherwise, this is scuffed.
All right. I do think that this is going to be Harajuku Iahoi. First pick iterated, yeah, that makes sense. I was expecting South Korea to go for like iterated, Axel Grinder, Diamante, and maybe Ondine. Those are the four.
They're a bit. From what I've seen, they're a bit shaky on Ondine, but they're still doing very well on it. Yeah, maps like iterated, they will definitely go for. And their first pick is iterated, actually. And it looks like they stick to their no ban thing. I thought that was a joke. But
I don't think that's allowed, but I guess we can talk about that later on. It's something that I guess the organizers would have to worry more about. But anyway, iterated is a good pick. I think that's South Korea's highest score, and I think they should be fine. I don't think there's many choke points in iterated. There are a few bursts here and there, but nothing too terrible. And I think that they will mess up Sweden more than South Korea, unfortunately. Unfortunately for Sweden, that is.
Yeah, I don't think they have quite the. I know Diamond Blaze and Emic hold up decently on their own. It's just a bit of a worry with their third player, and it's also that they aren't quite that very top notch. I suppose one thing that Sweden does have a slight advantage on, but I'm not sure if it's an advantage, but it's something they're strong at, let's just say, and that's SV. So we might see a couple of SVs. Yeah.
I would say that well, actually, both teams actually do practice SVs quite a bit. I'm not too sure how well they did on the qualifiers. I think South Korea did better than Sweden. Don't quote me on that though, but I think
What I remember, Sweden did underperform slightly on the qualifiers. I know that one of the players, I think Emek, I don't remember, he got
Emek,
like he got like a 996k pretty early on, but then on qualifiers was like 991 something.
Yeah. All right, let's see. It looks like they're starting pretty soon. Looks like they're all giving their GOHFs and oh, okay, this is more delay. But anyway, yeah, I do think that Sweden's going to be pretty good at SVs, but I don't think they're going to be as good as South Korea, unfortunately. I know you did say that they did underperform, but give me a moment.
It's also a bit. There's a lot of like newer tournament players here, so they might not perform as well under pressure as they would otherwise. So that's another worry. But yeah, it looks
I
like
have returned.
hello. I'm not sure if you heard what I said.
No, I was running around. Anyway, what did you say?
Okay, that's fine. I said that. Hold on, what did I say?
Okay, it's okay. Never mind. Let's move along. First round, really neck to neck at the moment. Actually, a lot more neck to neck than I expected. You should expect, I say, girls front line, Gaysol, I don't know how to pronounce that, to do very well for the rice maps. I think Fine Samira might be the weakest link of the South Korean team, but I think even the third player is actually stronger than Sweden's best player, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, I suppose this is a match where 200s will matter a lot. Right now, they're looking to have a advantage. And girls front line, do you know they have like another alias? Because I've never heard of it.
No, I do not. I don't. I'm pretty sure they do. Girls Frontline is a gacha game, so there has to be another alias, but I don't think it's off any alias that's of like significance or anything. I think they're just a very good sharpshooter player. And wow, that act is pretty gross.
Yeah,
99.98. It's time to take your place by my side. Just a criminal. That's not gonna happen. 마블의 새로운 시작. Your life's running.
Yeah, but the thing is, Lemmy just got himself a miss. I saw it.
Oh no.
Going to hurt him a lot. Like, okay, so I just remember what I was going to say to you when you were walking off into the sunset.
Oh, Emic, no! Oh, Emic.
Oh,
go. Okay, I don't think that's enough though. That's actually definitely not enough. Oh, jeez.
And the Emic just missed.
Yeah, Emic just missed as well.
Yeah. So, anyways, the thing I was going to mention was that lots of these players for Team Sweden are pretty new to tournament setting, so they're going to have to perform well under pressure, and that's pretty high bar.
Oh my god, that no more 300 count from girls frontline. That's disgusting. Oh my god, 37 is really, really, really gross. And Sweden's actually doing pretty good as well. Getting near double S's on that is really, really good, I'd say. Like, not an easy map to get a perfect score on. Well, relatively perfect.
Yeah.
Jeez. But yeah, you mentioning that Sweden having mostly new players. I think South Korea is about the same actually. South Korea has mostly players who just this is like their first time joining MWC, first time joining like a major tournament. So I think both players are under a lot of tournament pressure right now. But regardless, they should be fine. I think they should be fine. They're doing quite well already. Anyway, back to Sweden though. What would they pick? I'm expecting them to go for like more rice, Diamante or Axel Grinder. I think.
They might. Oh yeah,
they could go for SVs too. Yeah.
Going for
Gaspard works too, I guess. It's pretty tricky, and it's definitely not up South Korea's alley. Girls Frontline and Gaisol, I think that's how I pronounce his name. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. Are generally very good at straightforward patterning, and Gaspard is absolutely not straightforward. It's actually kind of gross.
Yeah, the opposite of straightforward.
Yeah. I like this pick. Plays to their strengths relatively. Kind of a risky map to pick, which works in Sweden's favor, but whether they will win is something that we'll have to see. This is a very long map, and there is one part that's really hard to time, and I expect a couple people to like vomit 200s all over, but we'll see.
And even miss. I remember playing that one section you're referring to, and it's like pretty choke heavy from what I remember. Just if you mess up just slightly, you can just miss.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get this ball rolling. For a lot of mappers such as myself, this is like one of my favorite maps. I know a lot of people who really likes this map too.
It's alright. It's alright. Let's see. Oh, Lemmy actually dropped a few 200s right off the bat, actually. Not good for Lemmy and Sweden in general. South Korea mostly doing well so far. This part's not too bad. Like, I do think that like the bulk of the difficulty of this map is pretty concentrated in like one part, but we're not there yet. This should be relatively not straightforward, but score should be pretty stable here, I think. I think Emic dropped the 200 as well. Looks like they did, given the accuracy.
These clams, they're pretty tricky.
It is tricky, but nothing too daunting for these players, I think.
Yeah,
especially given the rest
short jackish section.
I don't expect any 200 drops here, and I don't think there's any significant act drops here. Gaiso maybe dropping a little bit there. Actually, yeah, he did drop a little bit, maybe a 200, but again, very minor, or at least just like a couple of like normal 300s, which isn't too significant at the moment given the gap. But again, it comes down to that one roll section, burst section that's coming up fairly soon, I believe.
Yeah, it's the climax, I believe. Wait, no, wait, it's not. No, it's coming later. Yeah, right. It's not. I was actually thinking about how it's like playing this on the actual piano.
No, this is the climax. This works as a climax, I'd say. All right, let's see. Looks like we're coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, pretty sure. It's a part that's pretty easy to play on piano, but it's the hardest part on this.
Right, there it is. Let's see. No significant drops. Okay. Oh, Ghost front lane dropped. Ghost front lane dropped. Oh god. This might actually change things. Oh my god. Ghost front lane dropped. Ghost front lane. Oh my god. Sweden might take this. Is Sweden taking this? Oh my god, please.
Are we actually? This is just like.
Oh my god. I was not expecting a drop. I was expecting an act drop, but not like a combo drop. Oh my god, that is insane.
Sweden actually taking a point.
Oh, 94 too. Yeah. Oh no.
That has been pretty wild so far. Like, you just saw the Spain versus Japan match, right? And it was like something else. Valfad.
Oh my god, that is wow. Well, that's a wake-up call, I think.
Yeah, the match basically is going to boil down if the misses. Yeah, like random misses.
Yeah. Given that Sweden probably won't be able to catch up to South Korea in terms of accuracy, I do think that their saving grace would come down to not combo breaking, which is perfectly understandable. And Axel Grinder is probably like the most stable map left in the pool because actually, worse I never said, it's also pretty safe. But Axel Grinder is the slowest and probably the easiest to pull high accuracy on. So I think this is a very good pick, but anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Yeah, like we just witnessed that South Korea seems to have a tendency from one of their players to miss, as to getting one miss, and it's like, even though the misses are very clean, if the other team is FCing, that just means you straight up lose.
Like, yeah, for matches like this, yeah, you really need to have players that are like consistent. We've already seen in previous matches, like in Japan to Spain, and I believe to a smaller extent Philippines versus Taiwan, that most matches were decided based on a person just missing once or twice, and that's what you expect. That's what you would expect to see in round 32, because like the maps are like relatively easy for these players, so like scores are going to be so close. Anyway, right, song number 3, which is Axel Grinder. Great song. Pretty biased because I mapped this, but this song is pretty good. Very jump streamy. Very, very jump streamy.
That's so well to that pattern, yeah. Oh,
Very.
wait, when did you map this again?
What?
When did you map this
Oh,
again?
this is like pretty recent. I think like 1 or 2 months ago. It's pretty new. Anyway, South Korea's accuracy is pretty disgusting so far, not gonna lie. 99.9s across the board. Girls front line with the disgusting 99.97. But Sweden's doing pretty good themselves, 99.8.
Yeah, they're holding up pretty well considering who they're up against. 99.9 for EMIC.
Yeah. Right now they finished like the first third of the map. Scores are pretty constant so far, and obviously this is a very accuracy-oriented battle here. And anything can happen. Like, even though South Korea has a bad accuracy right now, like the scores this close, I think they only have like 2 or 3 200s sort of a buffer, and you can very easily drop a couple of 200s because the blaring in this is very difficult to actually coordinate at times.
Yeah.
Alright, here we go.
Here we go. It's going to be the first miss.
Who's gonna be the first miss? That's gonna be really fun. No misses so far.
Yeah.
South Korea's act is pretty gross still. Actually, both teams' act is really, really good.
Yeah, everyone's very comfortable in this, it looks like.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear.
Yeah.
Alright, one more iteration of this. See how well they do. Gaisolo's act is dropping a little bit there. I might have dropped 200, but I don't think it matters very much. The gap is very substantial. So only a break will switch the direction of this match. We'll have to see. Last jump stream.
Diamond has been climbing a fair bit. I think at the beginning it was around 99.8.
Yeah, he's moving up pretty fast, but unfortunately I don't think that's enough. We're reaching the very, very end of the map, and this is pretty gross. All of these scores are disgusting. Like, that's probably like one of the highest like average accuracy scores I've seen. Girls front line at the disgusting 65, and everyone else with like at least 10-1 ratio, barring Lemmy, but it's pretty close to it. Some of them getting like 20-1, 30-1. This is disgusting. This is really, really disgusting.
Oh yeah, like this is very well played from both teams. Okay, so now I know why it seemed a bit weird for. I guess I didn't notice that, but Diamond Blaze had dropped a couple of 200s.
Yeah.
It's a bit unfortunate.
Yeah.
I mean,
200s do happen on that map, but thankfully they're not too relevant because they're so long. In any case, Sweden going for Diamante Spectra Explosion. Another pick that's pretty stop and go, very disjointed, not continuous. So you can potentially see a few breaks here and there. There are a few bursts that are pretty tricky, but I realistically don't expect South Korea to trip up. But you know, anything can happen. I didn't expect South Korea to trip up on Dine, and well, they broke. So This is safer. This is a little bit easier than Undyne, though, I'd say.
It's how is it? It's like I haven't seen this map a lot, but it's like very flam oriented or something.
No, it's not flame oriented. It's very syncopated. Like you can hear right now, you can hear a lot of like syncopation, a lot of stop and go. There are a lot of bursts. Like the difficulty of this map is concentrated in like 2 sections: the ending and the mid section, and they are 1/8 bursts. So they clock at about 300 BPM or so. Pretty fast, but definitely nothing too difficult for either of these players. I think Undyne's parts are a little bit harder. But regardless, I'm pretty excited to see this because I really want to see how well Sweden does on this, and South Korea. I do expect South Korea to do very well, but you know, anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen indeed, and we're getting
and root for your
into the
favorite
map.
team. Yep, getting to the map. Song number 4.
Bit of a stop.
Yeah, you need to like embrace the atmosphere, you know. Like this is a good song. Anyway,
yeah, you mentioned
let me with
stop
the
and go, I guess.
yeah, true. The origin is a relatively straightforward, but again, it's the midsection and the ending that we have to worry about.
Oh yeah, I
We've
can
seen
see
a
what
couple
you
of
mean.
there have been a couple of close matches on this map particularly, so I'm very curious to see. But so far, I think South Korea has a pretty comfortable lead at the moment. But again, there's a lot in this map that
Lots of nodes still to go.
Lots of flams there too. I didn't think
yeah,
of those.
there actually was a bit of flams, but
now there's the burst.
Ooh,
whoa!
Yeah, it looks like everyone did.
Transcendence might have dropped to 200 actually.
Oh,
and Emic as well.
Oh, yeah, it looks like Emic is slacking very behind, so it's yeah. I heard they have to. South Korea has to find a couple of more 200s.
There's one more section left, and it's not easy. It's a bit more fragmented, so you can probably expect a potential combo break there, but I don't expect it to. But we'll see. Like Emic drop! Oh no! Wrong team.
No. Yeah, this is not Sweden's map, I'm sorry to say.
Still a good attempt. Actually, Ghost Frontline's accuracy is pretty gross still, 99.93. I think that's about 70.
Diamond Blaze holding 47. Well, that's a 1-to-10 ratio and a 47. No, 47.
47 on this is absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, how does it do it?
This is so gross. And again, Sweden did pretty well too. Like any 10-to-1 double S is really good, and Diamond and Lemmy got pretty close to that. So like they're not doing bad; they're doing great. They're just up against Goliath here.
Yeah, and they have to have like a very stronger.
That's disgusting. All right, what was South Korea pick? They're going for a Rise, so words I never said of Pandora. I wouldn't go for that. Maybe disconnect the hyper actually, because I know they've been practicing disconnect the hyper, and I think they feel relatively confident.
They might also go for destroy because it's a bit more LM heavy, and I think that it might trip up Sweden more than it does South Korea.
I'd say I'd go for 7 if that's the case. I think the LN, there's more like heavy LNs in 7 than destroy, but maybe I'm wrong there. There we go, disconnected hyper. That's an interesting pick. I'm not too sure how much Sweden practiced this. I know South Korea practiced this a lot, so I'm very curious.
I think Sweden did practice this a lot, so I wouldn't worry too much on them not practicing. Actually, let's see what they did. Oh yeah, they did very well on that. But I think that South Korea, in the end, has a pretty strong advantage on it due to how it's simple. Its rise structure is right, so it's not a lot to worry about. So.
It is pretty easy to break though. Like you can definitely get punished really easily on disconnected hyper. I think. Like especially in like the mid section, which I will point out in the map itself. But I'm very curious to see. I think South Korea is going to do very well, and I expect Sweden to do well too, given, as you said, how much time they put into it. But I'm really not sure how this would pan out.
Guess we'll see.
Right.
Enjoy
your. I forgot that the map is the first 10 seconds of the map is Ellen.
Oh yeah, there is Ellen.
Alright, this SV part is pretty easy, but I think... Oh my god, Neon Dracon's act actually dropped pretty hard because of the LNs actually. Dropping to about below 99%, but they should go up pretty nicely here.
Yeah, it looks like Sweden not very comfy on the LN side. Got a couple of 200s too on that price part.
Yeah, first front lane definitely dropped a couple 200s here, but that's not good actually. There's a lot of like this is not like the hard part of the SVs. Like I'd say that the second half,
it's
the mid section is where
flickering.
it gets really hard.
It's actually flickering.
All right. It all comes down to that one mid section then. Very curious.
So. It's looking
this
pretty close.
This is the beginning of something pretty rough.
That's 200s from
really hard. This part is really hard. Like the quiet parts are so tricky. I think both teams nailed it pretty nicely, but there's still a decent amount of.
Oh no! Gasol! No! And now Neon 2!
Oh, Neon 2!
So it's equalized.
Oh jeez.
In the end. And I think that Neon's miss was.
Yeah, that was more significant because the accuracy drop, yeah.
Yeah.
That's rough.
At ours. Okay, so looks like South Korea taking this one pretty comfortably.
Yeah, pretty big gap.
Diamond Blaze did really well.
Oh my god!
Look at that score.
9.9, hello.
Hello.
Oh my god, hello.
Yeah, I knew that Diamond is going to be... I think that's a PB from him, actually. 996k.
Yeah, I know. Those are really, really sick scores. Like 58, 56, 49. All really, really good scores. Oh my god, Diamond freaking out. Yo. What? That's pretty scary. Right, South Korea now at match point. Sweden have to decide now what they have to pick. I do think that Pandora is the best pick here, but I'm not too sure what they would go for. I don't think they should go for Words. I don't think they should go for 7 to Destroy. Ruins might work, but I'm not too sure.
I'd say Pandora is probably the best pick around. Yeah, they're going for that.
Pandora is very rice heavy, and it's very tricky. Like there's a lot of tricky bits. I'd say I wouldn't say it's more tricky than Diamante, but less tricky than Undyne. But I think there's equal levels of choke potential there in Pandora.
Yeah, so they wanna probably pick maps where there's more choke potential rather than straightforwardness. Right, so expectations for this map. Might see a couple of misses, but it's kind of a wild card as to who'll miss. I guess
it's pretty. I think this is actually like the first time this map has been picked in the tournament so far, actually. So
has it gotten banned? Like
it wasn't banned or anything. It was just ignored pretty often. I think the most common bans have been Iahoy and Toda Street.
That's
anti-Ellen spray life, baby. Anyway, I do think like this map is considered a hybrid, but there's definitely a lot more rice than LN. Like the LNs here are pretty insignificant, so I do understand why Sweden would go for this. and obviously this is like a lot more technical than like words I've never said. So I do expect this to go pretty smoothly for Sweden, but whether it's enough to be it's enough to surpass the legend, like the colossal South Korea, is another question altogether, I'd say.
I just realized that if I heard like 3 years ago that Sweden took a point off of South Korea, I would have been like, no way that happened. So it's pretty great that.
Oh, they're actually taking the lead right now.
Hello.
Their Senden dropped a couple of 200s in the beginning.
Looks like it.
Oh, jeez. This is going to be interesting. Oh my god. That's scary. Yeah, Ghost Frontline's act is disgusting right now. Like, 99.95 so far is pretty disgusting. And there's a lot of tricky bits coming, too.
Oh yeah, the bursts are not friendly at all.
Yeah, they're very hard. Emming dropped a 200. Lemmy also dropping a 200, I think. So I think South Korea has a very slight lead. I think a single 200 over them. But there are a lot of tricky parts left in this map. Like, a lot, especially in the second half.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the scores are flickering. Transcendence dropping another 200, I think. This is so close. Right, this is like the most LM part of the map. I don't expect any 200s here, but whoa, what's that?
Yeah, the LNs are very straightforward. Like, players like me basically sleep at these kind of sections.
I mean, I sleep, but I can't beat LN. I choked on a noodle once. Anyway, gap's getting a little bit bigger actually. Looks like Emmy dropped the 200 there.
And Diamond Blaze also dropped a couple of 200s there as well on the trail.
But there's a couple of bursts coming. Let's see how well they do here.
Guesswell with the 200 there too. That's not gonna be enough.
That's definitely not enough. I think they need like 100 or something at this point. And no chokes there.
Yeah, looks like clear scaling for South Korea.
Whoa, that was...
I forgot that was a thing.
Wow. Gap is bigger than I expected. That's pretty good. 102. 99.9 on this is really, really, really good. Jeez.
Everyone did pretty well, I gotta say.
Yeah.
It's just a couple of 100s from Team Sweden that really cost them.
The ratios are much worse in general, I think, in the Sweden side because of Ghost Frontline, but this is still really, really, really good for both teams. Well done, Sweden. Like I didn't expect much from them, admittedly, and they've definitely stepped up to the plate. They did really well on Axel Grinder, did really well on Diamante, everything. All crazy performances. And South Korea, congratulations on winning the round of 32 match. I do not know who you'll be facing. Someone's gonna quote me as to who they're gonna face. But Sweden's not eliminated yet. Just as a reminder, this is a double elimination bracket, so they're gonna be playing next week.
I forgot the bracket again. I had a feeling that they were going to face off potentially against Poland, I think.
If Poland loses, I assume?
Yeah, if Poland loses.
So South Korea is going to be facing the winner of Singapore versus Poland, which is the match that's actually happening right after this. So stay tuned for that. Really interesting dynamic, I think. It's the classic SV.
With that, it's impossible one. I
hope that there's two disconnects basically from the other team.
At the beginning.
But I mean, South Korea definitely not the country that is known for bad internet. So it'd be a little bit much to ask for Singapore to win 1v3 against that. But good thing that we have 3 players in. I think it is Xven, Expandion, and Ryunosk being the 3.
Fair enough. I think that matchup should at least prove somewhat competitive. It's just that they have to play every map now, I think. The other three, we'll see if they will come in a bit.
Yeah, hopefully the other three Singaporean players arrive at some point later on, but for now, Singapore has narrowly escaped a loss by default against South Korea. So we'll be able to get some points being played at least here. Yay.
Yeah, some matches, some maps. It would be very exciting. I mean, disappointing if there were to be a win by default in the first match of the week. They're always like something that's pretty interesting to watch.
Okay, so we got the rolls coming in. So Singapore has won the roll with a clean 88, and we'll talk about a little bit about this matchup because I think Singapore showed some pretty massive strengths last week, specifically in the rice pool. So I feel like South Korea might look to ban some of those more comfortable rice picks for Singapore, and we do see them ban Open Your Eyes, this more of the speed pick out of the rice pool. Definitely one that Singapore actually performed exceptionally in last week. I think Singapore probably going to be looking to ban one of the LN maps, potentially SV. Although I feel like neither of these teams really excels massively in SV. Maybe South Korea has a slight edge there, but
they might ignore SV from what I can tell.
Yeah, I think there is a fair chance that both teams ignore SV, at least for the start of the match. I think Singapore probably looking at something like Capsel.
Or Paintings.
Or Paintings, that's true. One of those to ban against South Korea. It's interesting, actually, to see South Korea with one of the highest qualifier scores for the LN maps in the qualifiers, but didn't pick LN at all last week.
Interesting.
Oh, it looks like it's going to be Hyoryu. So the SV map, more of the slow jam type SV map of the two.
Which means all LN is in the board right now.
All LN, 3 LN maps that South Korea can pick. I think all 3 of them will be really, really solid for them to pick. But another thing to actually note, because Singapore only have 3 players, maybe they had to ban the SV map because the SV players are not in.
That's true.
That's a potential reason to ban.
But as we said, they're not all that keen on SV.
Yeah, I think South Korea probably favored either way, even with all 6 players for Singapore. But it's always hard to tell with SV. Singapore would know better than we do what their scores are.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can see some of the scores, but I'm not gonna...
No spoilers here.
Yeah, no spoilers. So I'm just waiting for them to pick. I guess they're going Brain Fog.
Brain Fog is the first pick. Okay, I would have thought maybe one of the stream maps.
Yeah, that would
for Singapore. I think iterated Singapore getting a ridiculously high score on last week. For now, we're looking at Brain Fog, more technical map. Kind of strange to see tech maps being picked first, actually, in a way.
Yeah, they're always the risky wild card kind of
thing. Yeah, a bit less comfortable with the rice compared to the more straightforward jump stream maps.
And yeah, I just right now we're waiting for it to start and we'll see how it goes. We might pick the stream map, like a stream map after South Korea's pick, which I'm not entirely sure on what they would pick, since they ignored LN maps pretty much last time around. I'm not sure if they like might want to go LN against Singapore.
I think against Singapore would make a lot of sense for South Korea to pick. I think South Korea picking rice against Singapore is definitely not the move. So it has to be LN or SV, really. Maybe hybrids, but hybrids would be decent. I know South Korea are really good at hybrids, obviously. A very well-rounded team in general.
Yeah, hybrids also another thing that they'd probably be more into picking.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to get in straight into this. We'll see how both the teams do. Some really fast jacks in this map. 181 BPM mini jacks.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to mess up.
It's true. That's why it's like one of the riskier Riot's picks in the pool.
Girls frontline having a really nice time though. Only just breaks the 100%. Quite a 300 notes into the map, it seems.
Yeah. Glenn doing really good. We'll see if they can keep it up, but unfortunately it looks like there was a miss on the side of Singapore.
I think that was a real miss there. X-Ven's keeping up really well with Girls frontline. And Ryunosk is holding even with Gaesol on South Korea's side, so Transcendence really holding that advantage over Mr. Expandion. Especially with that miss coming in, so South Korea is going to have a really good advantage. We're already halfway through the map.
You know what's like a very funny thing about us as a cast is that we sometimes say, I think that was a real miss. Like, it's like the freaking...
That's true. That one should have also been a real miss coming in from Expandion, maybe not quite warmed up enough due to just coming in on time. So that's 2 misses now for Singapore, and I mean, unless South Korea find a couple misses themselves, it's not going to be switching anytime soon. Look at these accuracies on South Korea, all holding above 99.7. Really solid as a team. X-Men is keeping it up really well though. 99.93 still.
Yeah, they're doing really well for themselves, it looks like. Did they like even warm up?
That's actually incredible. Ryunosk was the one who was in here early. Ryunosk finding a miss there, actually. That's only 1 FC left right at the end of the map. And it looks like, unfortunately, Singapore is going to lose their own pick first. X-Men with a really nice ratio there. That is actually an amazing ratio.
Yeah, that is
69
really
300s is ridiculous. And that's with no warm-up?
Yeah, I believe.
That's kind of ridiculous, yeah. But only 1-200 South Korea from, like, as a whole team, only getting 1-200 there, with some really good ratios themselves.
They're very consistent. Which I guess is it's going to be South Korea's game plan, is to be consistent. Wait, what? South Korea just randomly gaining a point. If you look at that, there it disappeared.
They've won 2 points.
Already, they're so confident.
Just 1-0 for now, but it is their pick, definitely, so there is a very good opportunity for them to go 2-0 up, and they're going to go for the Sakura Mirage, the LN maps. As we said before, South Korea was one of our best LN teams in the qualifiers, so this makes a lot of sense. Singapore struggling a little bit relatively with the LNs.
Sakura Mirage probably being the more consistent, like straightforward LN pick.
Yeah, definitely.
So it makes sense for them to go for it, the strategy with the more risky picks of
Xavel, close enough. There's a Q in there somewhere. But yeah, definitely this is probably the easier one to get accuracy on, like by far the easiest LN map to get accuracy on. It's just a little bit more dense. Right, so for players that can keep up with this kind of thing, it's much more comfortable, I feel like. But yeah, that might also mean that Singapore could be quite comfortable with this as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they did on the density picks. Did they even pick LN maps? I forgot.
I don't think South Korea picked any LN density maps. Singapore did play both LN maps last week, I believe, though.
I see. Yeah.
Just barely losing a whole one on those. Yeah, they could be. Have to see. It looks like we have some more Singapore players coming in. More Singaporean players arriving. That would be 5 out of 6. If I'm correct at counting these names. So pretty much getting all these players in almost at full power now, so we'll see if this changes the outcome of the match.
Yeah, they might switch around players here to just give them a bit of an edge.
Yeah, especially when we're switching between Rice and LNs. I know most teams would have a different team for these past two maps that we're looking at.
Yeah, like, it's very rare with a team that has only 3 players that always play no matter what map it is.
Yeah, that is definitely really rare.
Unless you're like a 3-player team. I think Germany last year was like a 3-player team.
Yeah, it does happen sometimes, and always much better, of course, to have a really wide roster of players that can play anything, because then you see teams right now. We've got South Korea, who can switch their players in and out as they please, because all of them can play everything. We know of. We're seeing Kalkai Fanboy coming in for Girls Frontline here now, for instance.
Right. Should be everything up any second now.
Yep, we've got Joseph coming in for Singapore, one of the main players that was playing last week. Definitely one that can play LNs to a good degree as well.
LN proficiency, that's always like a thing for some players. You're very proficient on LNs or you're very proficient on Rise. But sometimes some beasts are proficient in both.
Yep, you'll see some that are definitely good at both. We are seeing Gaysol and X-Men in particular staying on for both of these matches. We'll have to see when we're starting. I think we're just sorting out most of these sudden appearances from the Singapore teams.
Yeah, they're kind of haphazardly getting just into booting up their computer or something. So it's a bit difficult to just get on directly. Be ready.
Okay, here we go, getting on to South Korea's pick now. The first LN map that we're seeing for this match. I'm sure we're going to see more later on.
See, a bit of a pause.
Yep, 10 seconds into the map, perfectly tied still. As we can see, 0-all.
0-0. And if it keeps up, it's going to be a draw. Wait, what's happening?
Okay. Just getting a bit of a reset here. We'll have to wait and see. None of those misses are real, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Give it a few seconds. 500,000 point lead for South Korea. Okay, here we go. Actually, it looks like Singapore has a bit of an accuracy lead now. Joseph is crushing this right now. And Gaysol finding a miss there. Hold on a second. This is looking like Singapore can run away with it. A little bit of accuracy drops coming in from Joseph there. But with that miss, it's going to balance it out quite well. It's not the longest of maps, 1 minute and 43 seconds, a really short one. We're already halfway through the map now, and Singapore are holding on to a fairly decent lead.
Yeah, only halfway through. They really... South Korea really has to dig deep here.
Yeah, and it's not just that miss either. Look at the accuracies going around. Flying Samira is kind of struggling compared to the other players. Expandion finding a miss, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. Expandion still holding higher accuracy.
Oh no!
Flying Samira. Oh, Expand finding a miss though. And that's going to give the lead right back to Korea. Unless there's a second miss from Korea, there's no chance of coming back now. We're at the very end of the map.
Yeah, it's almost over now. Just one miss is enough to swing the advantage again.
Oh, but we're at the very end of the map. It's too short to come back. Awesome!
Wait.
Last note, okay. Last note, just barely safe. But South Korea managed to sneak that win back in the end. Singapore had the chance, but just couldn't hold on to it until the very end there. Joseph actually crushing that in the end, as alongside a Kalkai fanboy as well, both getting the same accuracies.
I didn't expect South Korea to miss, especially a player like Soul to miss that way on this map.
Yeah, definitely. You can see K-Soul's ratio. If you ignore that miss, that would have been a stupidly high score.
Yeah.
Like, the accuracy from K-Soul was so high there. But now, we'll have to see Singapore... Well, now they basically have to win their next pick, right? You can't afford to go 3-0 down at the very start of the match against a team like South Korea.
Yeah, they probably have to go for something more streamy, of which
I think Robotic Girl or Dive Winnipeg would be very good choices here for Singapore.
I definitely would go for either of them if I was Singapore.
So Robotic Girl being the little bit slower but longer stamina draining pick, while Dive Winnipeg is the faster stream pick of the pool. It looks like they're going with Winnipeg.
Yeah. So
this is actually, well, despite not being the stamina map, this is still quite stamina draining by itself.
Like single streams are always pretty difficult for like development settings because hacking them kind of difficult.
Especially at this BPM, we've got a 225 BPM coming in at OD 8.5, so a real act test at this level of BPM, and we've got the Singapore team here, X-Ben, Ryunosuke, and Joseph, being the same team that got, I think, one of the best team scores on Iterated last week. Looks like we're seeing the same team coming in for South Korea as the first map, with Girls Frontline and Transcendence subbing back in.
They're still offline. What's going on? Apparently, South Korea wants to invite Blind Samira, and they're like offline. Not sure what's going on there.
We'll have to see what happens. It looks like it looks like we've got Popomon coming in for South Korea now.
Alright.
We'll just wait for both teams to end up being ready, but I think this is definitely a must-win situation for Singapore. This is one of their best maps out of the pool, so they can't really afford to let it slip away to South Korea now.
Yeah, they did really well on their first pick. It was just the unlucky misses that weighed them down, unfortunately.
Okay, the map has changed to something slightly different.
Are you serious? We got some politics in here.
I don't know how that happens, but hey, you know, it just happens sometimes.
Sometimes Putin just really wants to be played.
Out of all maps, yeah.
Out of all maps. Okay.
Oh my god.
That's going into a clip.
Well, it looks like we were just about to start the map as that happened, so players have likely started, but the very start of the map is pretty chill, so we're not missing the meat of the map just yet.
Yeah, stream picks usually varies between straight streams and more consistent.
Oh, and here we see it. Look at these accuracies, 99.9 or above for 5 of the players. It's just Popomon right now, struggling behind. 99.7 is still really high, but everyone else is holding 99.9 the entire lobby. Xven, 99.97 is so comfortable with this right now.
So good at this.
But we're in the second half now, and it only gets harder, especially on your stamina. The patterns get a little bit more awkward. And it just keeps going from this point on, I think. So still holding on to this lead. Singaporean players dropping a little bit of accuracy, Rionosk and Joseph. Gasol is still holding very close to 99.9. It really is just Popomon right now, holding very slightly behind the rest, just 0.1% behind everyone else. Just finding a miss, and that's a really unfortunate miss right at the end of the map as well, unless there's a miss from South Korea.
Yeah.
Korea are gonna steal this back yet again.
This is not good. This is just a couple of seconds left, and that's it. Just one miss is enough.
Decided about that one miss. The accuracy you can see here in favor of Singapore. Xven with the stupidly good ratio, only 64 300s, and Singapore's ratios just as a whole looking better than Korea's there.
Yeah.
It's just that one miss that decided it.
Really. This is why you want to be consistent. Even if you're just consistent at every map, you'll have a greater chance of winning. Like the entire team is just straight up consistent. But otherwise, the Korean team didn't do bad either. Girls frontline having 109 320s. Marvelous, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, definitely. And just Korea as a team looking so consistent right now, as you said. That tournament consistency is one of the most important skill sets to have at this stage of the tournament as well, even with the maps being so hard. Being able to FC consistently is going to give you such an advantage. And now, with their own pick, I think they might go for another LF.
Yeah, the thing is that since Singapore did look so strong, like ratio-wise, they might want to steer a bit away from that, because if they do get a play with no misses from either of them, that's just a loss for South Korea unless they get too many 200s. So they have to look into more hybrid or LN. Might go for hybrid. Actually, going for paintings.
I'm going for paintings, yeah. I think hybrids would have been interesting to see, definitely, because even though on paper we were saying South Korea should be better at the LNs, Sakura Mirage was a little bit close for comfort.
Yeah,
I think Singapore definitely has the ability to capitalize on any mistakes that South Korea would make.
And it looks like they're switching players now to someone else that's the more LN-oriented player. Who was it last LN map we saw?
Last LN map we saw Mr. Expandion, but I'm not sure if that was the player that was supposed to play. I think there was some talks about subbing in someone else instead. We'll have to see who gets subbed in for Team Singapore now that they have basically their entire team, as far as I'm aware.
They did really well on the last LN map, but painting is a bit more different because there's lots of really painful anchors and stuff.
I don't think you can really get more different than Sakura Mirage and paintings. In terms of LN styles, that Sakura Mirage, much more streamy map, much more density focused. Paintings does get quite dense, but it requires a lot more concentration, especially with the accuracy and the release timings.
And it's also a really long map too. Earlier, The other map was around 1:45, and painting is one of the most longest maps here. At 3:14.
Over 3 minutes long, and it actually, I don't know if this is for everyone else, but when I'm playing this, it feels a lot longer than 3 minutes as well.
Yeah,
just the amount of focus you need, right? To be able to get good accuracy on this map and not miss at the same time requires so much focus that you kind of get drained much faster than you normally would, I feel.
You need to have that reading stamina. That's definitely a thing. But yeah, it does feel a lot longer to play this than the 3 minutes it's advertised as. I want my money back.
We'll see how comfortable these players are with getting good accuracy on these releases. So far, it looks like Singapore having a slight advantage in accuracy out of the gate. Flying Samira is just lagging a little bit behind. But with all 6 players holding the FC, it's not going to be a very large lead.
Both Sven and the guys all looking really strong right now. They're probably the strongest players of their respective team, just in terms of raw accuracy.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing that throughout this match. And Singapore's lead is staying pretty consistent so far, but we're getting to these denser patterns now. Really easy to overhold some of these releases, and we can see it flickering now back. A little bit of accuracy drop from Japanius.
The thing is that since this is such a long map, I think that South Korea went for it because it's so long, and we have seen that Singapore sometimes gets some mishaps there. Right there.
And just as you say it, right on cue, X-Ben finding a miss on one of the denser sections there. It's going to flick over to South Korea, but ooh, it's still flickering somehow. The accuracy from Singapore is really trying to pull back this score back. But it's going to take a little bit more than that to counteract the miss. X-Ben back at 400 combo, and it's a small lead for South Korea. We are only about halfway through the map, so there's a lot of opportunity to come back. The accuracy is almost enough, but Joseph finding a miss as well from Singapore. That's 2 misses, and now South Korea is going to start to pull away with the lead.
Yeah, it looks like the reasoning for their pick is pretty solid overall. They banked on them having misses or something, but otherwise it did look really even.
Yeah, much longer map definitely has much more opportunities to find these misses. But the scores, the accuracies are still really close, so if there is any miss coming out of South Korea, I think there is the potential for Singapore to come back. There's still a little bit of time left.
Yeah, there's like one more course to go where the release difficulty really picks up. I think I don't remember the song really well. I think it was this place. It's like the Lost Art section.
I think it might require 2 misses maybe at this point from South Korea, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
And Gasol still holding really consistent throughout this map. He started off with like 99.9, and now he's 3 minutes later 99.88.
Yeah, keeping up that accuracy for the entirety of the map is no joke.
Yeah.
So easy to get 200s on so many of these releases, and he got not a single one. The score V1 double S with only 200. This is a 1 to 13 ratio.
It's like 1
on an LN map is absolutely ridiculous. But really close overall. I think if it wasn't for those 2 misses, it could have very easily gone to Singapore. But South Korea showing up as the more consistent team when it comes to combo so far this match. They're going to go up 4-0.
And now it's Singapore's turn. There's like one good option for them left. The rest are a bit of a wild card.
Robotic Girl is definitely one that I would say is likely.
Yeah, that is the pick.
Lawn Wake and One of None are the other Rise maps, but they are wild. They,
yeah, one of
they
them
are really wide.
But we did see Sven get insane ratio on Break Fog. So
looks like they are going for robotics, so they're going for the stamina. Another long map actually, so there is the potential for chokes, but it's not, the patterns don't, they're not as chokeable patterns as paintings were. So perhaps this is the one where Singapore can come out with that three-way FC to really battle South Korea's accuracy.
So far, they're trying to change players to notorize players. But indeed, if they can just keep not getting AM recognized, they have a very good chance of bringing a point against South Korea. While it doesn't look very, like, opportunistic or, I mean, positive for them right now, because South Korea is up 4 points and they still have many picks that goes against Singapore's weaknesses. Getting at least like 1 or 2 points is better than nothing.
Yeah, definitely. And this is where it has to start for Singapore as well, because even though there are a lot of picks that South Korea have, we've seen that Singapore can very well get close. So it's just about really managing to score them in the end, managing to close out these points is what is keeping South Korea ahead right now. So if Singapore can maybe change the momentum a little bit with this pick, could start to claw their way back into this match.
Yeah, there's still a chance for them. Remember that they went into this match pretty unprepared for the most part. So they can like just warm up as we go and try to find that consistency.
Yeah, maybe a bit more warmed up now. That is a good point as well. You'd forget with their ratios that they didn't really get much time to warm up.
Yeah. Like Sven just showing up, like literally just booting up his computer and then getting a 69, what was it, 300.
Yeah, absolutely crushing it in the ratio department. We'll see if they can pull off another one of those performances in this map.
Yeah,
one of the longer ones as well.
And also remember that many of these players are pretty new at tournaments in general. Singapore has a lot of new players. I think Rianosk is the only real veteran of MWC. So there's a lot of nerves, man, and you gotta learn how to manage them.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now it looks like the lead belongs to no one right now. Both basically tied, but X-Men 99.99 right now. Girls front line really close behind 99.97, and just across the board there's so many high accuracies. Both teams basically tied across the board.
Yeah, it's looking like everyone is really strong at this. But it's also really long, so we'll see what happens. So far, Sven is really good. 99.98, and it looks like his UR bar is like straight laser focused on the middle. It's even deviating a bit.
Insanely close between these two teams right now. No one's really dropping accuracy at all. Girls' frontline dropping from 99.97 to 99.95. is the most notable thing to talk about right now.
Yeah,
but that is
everyone's
insane. Any kind of single 200 is enough to flip it at this point. And we're only halfway through the map.
Yeah, we're halfway out. A bit of a break.
Bit of a break? I think they might have been able to see the scores there.
And then they're like...
This is where the nerves really kick in.
Yeah. Nose might see a little miss, but I don't want to curse like I did before.
Yeah, we can can see Joseph and Gaysol holding identical accuracies. Ryunosk and Popomon really close as well. X-Ven and Girls Frontline is where most of this difference is coming from. Just 0.05% there, with X-Ven's 99.98. And oh my god! Girls Frontline finding a miss! The chokes are coming from South Korea's side this time, and Singapore just have to hold on.
Yeah, just a bit more. You can do it. Come on.
They can't afford to let up now because Girls Frontline's accuracy is still 99.9 despite that miss.
It's so close. But indeed, just that one miss really looking bad for them, for South Korea. And it looks like it might be Singapore's taking this point again.
Oh, don't say it so early!
Oh my god. I didn't know it was so much more to this map. It's like the circle thing fooled me.
X-Ven's accuracy is still above Girls Frontline by 0.03%.
Oh my god, what
Joseph
happened?
Oh, that was close. You cannot afford to do that at the end, but they just managed to keep it at the end. 2 misses at the end for Singapore, but luckily it was late enough to not matter.
Yeah.
59 though from X-Ven.
How?
Oh, you can only imagine if that was not a miss there, that would have been
probably
one of the highest scores we would see for any map in this entire stage, I would say.
Yeah, I don't think there's many other players who can like feasibly top that score. I'd say try to do some quick maths. I'm bad at maths, unfortunately, but that's still 1 to 300 something.
That's a crazy ratio, and even with the miss, the score ends up being insanely high because of it.
Yeah, and now let's see what South Korea's pick is. Might go for.
There's still one LN map left.
Yeah.
There's also the Gimme the Blood, which has not been picked. I'm not sure if that's going to be picked at this point. But Cavcell, definitely something to consider for Korea. There is the hybrids as well that haven't been touched, a few there.
Yeah, we still don't have much of an idea how they perform on the hybrids. If South Korea does go ahead and pick Cavcell, it means that Singapore probably going with something like one of none. Well, looks like they're going with SV, actually.
We're going with SV. So Singapore did ban Hyoryu. Maybe they're not comfortable with the SV, but at the same time, it is entirely possible that Singapore just practiced one SV map and banned the other one.
Yeah, plus they have every other player, I think, aside from one in here. So
this is going to be an interesting one because both teams are fairly close in SV skill, I would say. Maybe I would give the edge to South Korea, but at the same time, this stage in the game, Gimme the Blood is not the hardest of SV maps. I think at the end of the day, accuracy is going to play a very large factor, and we've seen how good Singapore's accuracy is.
Especially Zen, we'll see if his accuracy stays the same regardless of SP or not. I know for sure that some players drop their accuracy as soon as they find even one SP. I'm one of those players.
That definitely happens a lot, yeah. We'll have to see.
I got faith there.
We have seen some very exciting misses so far this map, and I think there is a couple of sections in this map in particular that can really trip up some players. So the choke potential is there in spades.
Personally, haven't seen much of this map, so it will be a bit new for me to see what's gonna happen. Maybe one of those really tricky SVs will land a miss, but if I'm not mistaken, this is one of the more readable ones, not memorization heavy.
Yeah, it's more of a reading SV, definitely, but it does require a lot of practice to get it right, especially this middle section. There's a few individual parts in the mid section that can really trip you up if you haven't really practiced it.
Indeed.
But we'll have to see. The first half, or the start and the end of this map, pretty straightforward. So it really comes down to who has practiced this midsection the most.
This is pretty exciting. Let's see. So far it seems to be a pretty simple beginning with a few teleports and it doesn't look too hard. But a bit of 1-6 first.
Everyone faring just fine, it looks like. No massive accuracy drops just yet.
Yeah, the pooling for SV has definitely been a lot more, well, easy to swallow than any other MWC. Much simpler SV, and the maps themselves are also much less dense too. So it might
be quite close so far, though. The accuracies are pretty well tied between the two. Japanian is actually finding a couple 200s there. That's going to drop the accuracy down. So South Korea is going to have a slight lead. But
yeah.
now is where we get the slowdown. We'll have to see if anyone messes up the transition here. And, a couple 200s from Popomon. But it's not going to be enough to take away the lead.
Pretty good.
Everyone's still holding on. South Korea maintained their lead. Everyone nailing this as well. Sven getting 1-200.
Yeah, unfortunately. It was from like a single LM I saw. Because sometimes LMs in a SV map can really mess up your rack. I guess you don't really know where the release is, and release timings.
Oh, definitely. With some of these LNs as well, it's very easy to mess up the release. But the rest of this map, we're past the hardest section. So now South Korea just need to hold on to this accuracy lead to be able to win their own point.
Yeah, and it looks like this is going to be the first map with 0 chokes across the board.
Yeah, 6-way FC from all players here. And we can see just the ratio looks like to be the biggest difference here. South Korea's ratio
really
being overall much higher than Singapore's. 200 counts pretty similar between the two teams. Actually, exactly the same between the two teams. And Expandion getting the V1SS.
Gasol calling girls frontline noob for Gasol getting a higher score.
That's a classic. That's what you do.
Yeah, you don't wanna diss the opponent, you wanna diss your own team members. That way you have the highest chance.
Yep. Always. But now, match point for South Korea. Singapore on the ropes. Gonna need to win every map from now on. And they're out of really comfortable picks. They want to go with rice still. It's going to get spicy.
One of them or a long wake. I'd probably go with one of them because it's probably plays more to Xen's strengths. And
yeah, it's a very difficult one. One of none being the wacky one. Some really hard to play anchors at the start of that map. And in general,
they actually went with one of none, I think. Xen at least.
Oh, yep, they're going for one of none. So avoiding Lawn Wake for now, avoiding that burst tech. I have to see how this plays out. Definitely much less straightforward than the Rice maps we've seen so far.
Might be a bit interesting to watch, so just because we haven't seen any maps like it being played so far. I accept maybe Brain Fog. That's more of a mini jack heavy pick.
And we're getting into this now. 4.4 star map, very easy, clearly. Star rating never lies.
Indeed. You always find those kind of 3-star maps that are really techy, and you just introduce them to a new mania player, and they just fail. I love doing that.
they do exist. They exist. A lot of those exist out there. But this one, definitely in that category for being way harder than the star rating makes it seem to be. Some really tricky sections in this as well. We'll see how players fare on this.
If I'm not mistaken, the snaps are pretty variable in this.
Oh, they are. They're hard to time.
Yeah. That's either there's like a very polarizing skill set. Either you're really good at it or you're really bad at it. We'll see.
And obviously, alongside with all the wacky things that happen in this map, plenty of potential for misses.
Yep. Just depends a bit if they can remain consistent, and it looks like just regarding last map, they were looking fairly consistent.
Okay, here we go straight into it. Part that doesn't look very dense, but these anchors are really hard to time.
Yeah, they're pretty confident too.
Ryunosk actually taking a massive hit in accuracy, below 99% now. But Xven and Joseph by themselves managing to drag that accuracy back into Singapore's favor. Ryunosk now recovering up to 99.3 just about now, and Singapore looking like they have a little bit of an AC advantage. South Korea, all 3 players hovering around that 99.7% mark. So it really is. Xven, how do you get 99.96?
How? I know that. Okay, I think we have a couple of more stream-heavy sections there.
Yeah, now is where it gets denser towards the end of the chart. We'll have to see if the lead is so tiny in favor of Singapore right now. Could swing back very quickly with any kind of slip-up.
Yeah, single 200, and as I said that, Gasol unfortunately got himself a 200 somewhere. Looking like most of the South Korean players are like, they can hit it alright, but they're not exactly doing the best they can on the act department. Meanwhile, Xven just casually keeping his 99.96 throughout the entire thing. How?
That's so ridiculous. But that last section, not a single player in the lobby having any trouble with the denser section, really did come down to that first part. And 998.6 from Xven.
Oh god. Yeah, they're going for Carousel.
Such a weird to time map. Somehow managing to, I don't even know.
That is
really strong performance from Singapore. But now South Korea picking faster than we've ever seen so far this match, straight into Carousel.
Yeah, they already made up their mind as they were playing.
This was in their minds from the moment they entered the lobby. We're going to pick Carousel as the 8th map in the match.
That's one of my really bad maps. I think I didn't really do a good enough job at editing the last section, which might be a bit tricky because of how both the LM anchors and everything interplays. There's like many anchors with great songs going on there.
Yeah, there's a huge amount that goes on in this map, and it ends up being really hard to time. Like, getting accuracy on this is really neat.
Yeah, I think I saw one score like the highest score I saw on this was like a 1 to 10 ratio from someone. Which
1 to 10 ratio?
Yeah, that's
is that
really good. Maybe.
Maybe.
But no, it actually isn't. But it could be that Shui can get that kind of play on this. I think when they played it on the LN tournament, this was one of the qualifiers for it, which was probably the hardest. I think Shui got like a 993k on it with a really good ratio.
Yeah, this is definitely one that's going to be extremely tricky to manage to get good AC on, but at the same time, as with all LN maps like this, if you focus too hard on trying to get good accuracy, you're going to end up missing.
Yeah, that definitely happens.
But we'll have a look. Singapore actually keeping in their same team that they have for the rice picks for this. Maybe trying to sharpshoot that accuracy a little bit on the LNs as well.
So I'm looking just as comfortable on the longer kinds of nodes than as he does on the very short ones, the food that is grown in Asia. You know?
Yeah, the noodles, right? But it looks like Ryunos getting off to a little bit of a shaky start at the start, getting quite a few 200s in this opening part, and that's giving the lead over to South Korea for now. Joseph and X-Ben are holding some really good ratios. Gaesol on South Korea, extremely solid there, 99.86.
Yeah, he's looking really comfortable in this indeed.
The difference stemming mostly from Flying Samira and Ryunos just 0.1 apart, and Gaesol holding just above the other players of Singapore as well.
And it looks like, yeah, we just entered a really tricky to time part, and Gaesol not even flinching, still keeping a really good ratio. 99.84.
The lead is really close still. Just holding on. What?
What?
From Gaesol in one of the easiest notes of the entire map.
Just that one place, are you serious?
That was a really bad place to miss. And now Singapore managing to take the lead again. They have to not miss though.
Yeah.
They cannot afford. This is match point for South Korea. And we're at the very end of the map. They just need to hold on to their combos, and Singapore have this.
Yeah, it's almost over. Just this last couple of patterns, and yeah, it is Singapore's. Are they looking to make the comeback?
That was a crazy, unfortunate miss from Gaesol. In the break section
and it
as
was
well.
Two misses.
So close to South Korea closing out the match, but now Singapore, this is their big chance now. 3 to 5, yeah. Singapore's own pick. They could close it out. If they manage to win their own pick now, it'll be 4 to 5.
Yeah, and then they have to win potentially a hybrid.
Yeah, there's no more LN maps.
Yeah, and
LN maps are off the table. Singapore have Lawn Wake if they really want to go for it. So we have 1 rice map in Lawn Wake and 3 hybrids left.
And they're probably going to go for Lawn Wake. Going to be...
I think Singapore's accuracy has been pretty nuts enough that Lawn Wake might go in their favor.
Indeed. Just waiting for them to make their inevitable pick. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think the Long Wake map was the Speed Stream pick, if I'm not mistaken.
Speed Stream would have been Open Your Eyes, which was banned. Lawn Wake is more of the Bursty Tech map, and also I think OD 9.1 for a Burst Tech map is kind of absolutely brutal. It's cruel.
Indeed.
Oh, but they're going for Chakra Shane.
Interesting. If I'd pick a hybrid, I'd rather go with Etude. Just
I think Etude is more straightforward between the two, but I feel like Singapore, the last two maps we've seen have been on the very not straightforward maps, and they've found success there. So Shakushine, definitely one of those less straightforward maps to be able to act. More technical than the other hybrids, but also
it's
easier physically.
It's still pretty surprising that they did pick this, because they have shown to have incredible rise proficiency, and it's their last pick.
Yeah, that's true. This is the last pick that Singapore are going to get no matter what happens in this. So this is going to be the first hybrid we see in the end. Maybe Singapore just not feeling confident on Lawn Wake and wanting to instead kind of just try something completely out of left field, something new.
Yeah, it might also be because it's longer and they're hoping that South Korea just messes up somewhere.
That could be it as well. It is a really long map. It's 3 minutes long, one of the longer ones in the pool, the longest of all the hybrids, definitely. But it's also the easiest, I would say, the physically easiest of all the hybrids.
Yeah, I guess that also makes a bit of sense, because it looks like Singapore gets misses on really dense parts just accidentally, so they might want to go with something a bit more, lighter.
Definitely not something that you can really relax on, though. There's some really technical sections that are very, very easy to miss on. Very easy to get 200s on, and it kind of doesn't stop. There's not really much break in this map.
Thankfully, the OD is more forgiving than Lawn Wake, so...
Oh, way more forgiving.
That also be a reason.
Yeah.
What just happened? Well, I guess nothing really.
Yeah, so far all the players off to a pretty decent start in general, flying Samira and Ryunosuke a little bit behind the other players, but nothing too serious just yet.
Gasol holding a pretty strong performance so far, but Sven doing Sven things. Thankfully, the LNs are definitely more easier than Celsius LNs.
Yeah, the LNs directly aren't really the hard part about this. It's more about these transitions between the more technical rice patterns and the LNs. Yeah. Constantly going between the two, and the mini jacks really hard to trip up on.
You mean it's really easy to trip up?
Oh, really easy, yes. I said hard, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Don't worry, I'm not that good. I don't struggle to miss.
Yeah, don't worry guys, I'm not J-Cats.
But so far, it looks like Singapore is coming out with a little bit of a lead here. Flying Samira, basically tied with Ryunosuke, it looks like. And Transcendence just a little bit behind Joseph. Xven just a little bit in front of Gaysol, so it's just very, very tiny leads across the board that Singapore are getting in this accuracy department. And they're just barely winning. It's halfway through the map.
Yeah, anything can happen still. We have just a tiny bit more to go. And it's really, really close that even 200s, like you're getting a bunch of 200s in one spot can really spell the difference between winning and losing.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's not really any break from now on, I don't believe either, so... And oh my god, Ryunosuke! Finding the miss, that's definitely going to give South Korea the advantage now. Ryunosuke dropping some accuracy, but the accuracy is still tied with Flying Samira, but a second miss is going to really hurt Singapore. Now South Korea has to miss if Singapore wants to stay in this.
And it's the veteran player. Of all players, I least expect Ryunosuke to do that. And it's almost over now. Not a lot of patterns for South Korea to just mess up on.
Oh, and Ryunos finding another drop at the end there as well. That's going to seal the deal here as we're getting into the outro. No chance for a miss here, surely. It is going to be 200 from Flying Samira, but doesn't matter at the end of the day. It is going to be South Korea taking this up 6-3. Sven with the ratio flex right here.
Yeah, he's just showing off.
1-20?
Yeah, that's around that.
That's 1-20. Oh my god. About 1-10 from Gaysol as well with the Scorpio 1 SS. Overall, just South Korea being the more consistent team on the day, they are going to end up winning this match. Singapore, of course, still in the tournament. This was a winner's bracket match, but they are going to be sent down into the loser's bracket.
But yeah, congratulations to South Korea for winning this match. They're going to go up in the world into winner's bracket, yeah. I'm not sure who they'll be facing off the top of my head. I guess we'll see once the brackets shows up. But in any case, really well played from both teams. Singapore showing off really strong against one of the best teams of MWC.
Yeah. Yes. So it looks like Singapore is going to go up against the winner of Switzerland and Spain, which is going to be really exciting, actually. Some strong teams there. And Korea, I believe, is going to be going up against the winner of, Thailand and United Kingdom? Oh, some spicy matches lining up potentially next week already.
Yeah, stay tuned. So
make sure you stay tuned for those. For now, though, I think we are going to go into a bit of a break because the next match is going to be in about 50 minutes from now, I believe.
Yep, I'll see you there.
Yeah, so Finland versus Russia. Stay tuned in 50 minutes. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Oceania 4-Key World Cup here in the quarterfinals. We've got a couple of matches going on at the same time right now. I'm Potassium F commentating here with Shoegazer. How are you doing?
Hello, I am doing okay. I just rushed eating dinner and here I am. This match, that rush dinner was worth it. This match, powerhouses. That's all I can say.
It's a big one, a winner's bracket one for sure here. Two of the strongest teams, seedings-wise at least, in the tournament, going to be battling it out here. And at the same time, of course, we can't forget about the match that's going on in the background, Japan versus Hong Kong in the losers bracket, which is going to be a very spicy one as well.
That's going to be a very unpredictable one for sure. I am really looking forward to that one. That's going to happen in the background. Remember that all of you viewing right now can watch the match. Can watch the match through text through the MP link command. I believe TalkTalk will be showing you the link right there. There's one already. But this match though, United Kingdom versus South Korea, two teams that have very similar strengths in rice accuracy, and not to say that like they're bad at everything else. They are all very all-rounded, but I think South Korea is a slightly more all-rounded one, but also probably the slightly weaker one in the rice department. So this is going to be a very interesting dynamic.
Yeah, definitely. UK has been like easily one of the strongest teams in the rice picks in the entire tournament so far, especially due to their accuracy and just overall consistency we've seen. And we can see all these bans are coming out fast.
Yeah, United Kingdom banned the LN release map, which is Somewhere I Belong, and South Korea banning Thinking of You. Like we said, South Korea doesn't really have any weaknesses, so they're going for a counter ban, which is banning United Kingdom's strength, which is rice jump stream accuracy, which is a perfectly good ban, but I'm very sad because that song is very good.
Yes, unfortunate. Cheat Reel being still up is interesting. That seems to be the one that most people have decided to ban over Thinking of You.
Right. I do think that like for higher level teams, I think Thinking of You is actually much easier to act than Cheat Reel. Cheat Reel is a lot more consistency oriented. It's still pretty hard, but Thinking of You, I believe, is a lot more lackadaisical in comparison to Cheat Real. And South Korea, I think, winning that role, and South Korea going straight away with LFO.
Right into the LN. So United Kingdom, having a relative weakness on the LNs, but at the same time, I think United Kingdom are going to do just fine on LFO.
Right. LFO is an LM map by category, but this map is very density oriented. There are not too many there's not much release difficulty in this map. Not to say that South Korea, I think this is a good pick for South Korea for sure. This should be quite safe for South Korea, but LN density is not the safest thing in the world, especially against a heavily strong Rice team like UK. So let's see.
Yeah, we'll have to see here. But I think there can't really be any mess-ups from either side here.
Oh, absolutely. No mess-ups at all. Looks like we're having Team Momentum Eliminate and Newson, all really seasoned LM players, but we have Geisel, Kaikai Fanboy, and Flying Samira, all with pretty rock-solid ag, 99.7 average. I think UK has a very slight ag advantage right now, but I think that can change really quickly right after this jump stream.
The UK just slightly in the lead overall, but it's not really anything to speak of. And Newson, oh, that's a big drop from Newson now, and South Korea now.
And team dropping as well.
Oh, a couple of drops there.
2 misses on the UK side. South Korea with a pretty big advantage now. Their axe is slightly weaker, I believe. Actually, no, Geisel is actually doing really, really good.
Yeah, Geisel is crushing it so far. Kaikai Fanboy a little bit behind everyone else in the lobby, but those 2 misses are doing massive amounts of work for South Korea right now. Now, all that really matters now is they combo the rest of the map. The accuracies are not far apart enough for
not far apart to make a miss deficit. Yeah,
2 miss deficit of that as well from both different players. And a very short map as well, so there's just a couple tricky parts left at the denser section towards the end here.
Yeah, looks like UK should be getting this. So there's one more LN density component, but I don't think there's enough time for them to recover no matter what here.
There's one burst here.
Yeah, they got it comfortably.
Yeah, we've seen a few chokes on that burst so far. It's not going to matter either way though, but that basically seals the deal.
Yeah, very convincing lead.
Yeah, very nice win for South Korea here. Really solid team score overall. All 3 of their players FCing pretty well.
Yeah, Geisel with the 3x 200 FC with 10-to-1 ratio, which is absolutely disgusting. And yeah, Newson just not having the best of times. He did mention a bit earlier that he's actually struggling a bit with accuracy, so he might be a little bit off this match, which might actually tip the scales to South Korea. We don't know yet. In any case, Pope Gadget saying straight away, break the law reel, please, which means Cheat Reel is coming up.
Cheat Reel, yep.
Consistency pick.
Yeah, so UK really looking to cash in on their accuracy, the Rice accuracy they've shown throughout the tournament. Been pretty phenomenal.
I do wonder who UK's third place is going to be. It's going to be Eliminate, huh? Eliminate, Pope Gadget. I'm expecting Young to be in here. Not too sure if there's going to be a swap. And it looks like South Korea is going to have a huge swap as well. I think Girls Frontline is going to be kicking in. Not too sure about the third player.
We're going to have Girls Frontline in the second and third player slots at the same time.
Yo! I mean, the game is huge, so I guess it counts. Alright, so it looks like Team Momentum is being swapped up with Yonk here.
Yeah, it does make a lot of sense.
Yonk has been one of the strongest Rice players for the UK side, if not probably the strongest, which is saying a lot for a UK team.
Yeah, the UK team is just filled with insane Rice players we've seen. Like, a lot of teams, there's been like 1 or 2 insanely high accuracy carries, but it feels like UK just have an entire team.
Yeah, UK is just one giant wall of ag, which is disgusting to say the least, especially for quarterfinals where like you would expect players to fall off, but I think UK, if anything, just prospers with this flourishes in this kind of territory, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, they have the late game as well. It's really scary to think that they might just, not fall off at all.
Yeah, disgusting. Looks like we're still waiting on South Korea's third player here. Not too sure who they'll have, actually. I'm very unfamiliar with how... South Korea seems to be like a shot in the future. There's Popomon. Have you seen much of Popomon?
I haven't seen too much of Popomon so far. I know they've played in a couple... They played in a few maps last week, like Robotic Girl and Die Winnipeg, so along those lines makes sense.
Okay, I see. All right, root for our favorite teams, everybody, whether it be South Korea or UK. It looks like we have very fervent Twitch chat here.
Yeah, we'll see how both of these teams fare on Cheat Reel. And so far, we can already see some very nice accuracies starting off the match.
Hope with a slightly lower accuracy than anticipated, but Popomon not having the best of times either. But again, the gap is so small. At even a 200 can switch the direction of this round.
Yeah, the accuracy is really close at the start here. All the players probably pretty comfortable with the BPM in general.
Yeah.
What matters is whether they can hold on for the entire length of this song.
Yeah, this is 4 minutes and it does not stop. This is your only relevant break, and to call this a break is probably very misleading.
Yeah. And especially when you're trying to sharpshoot, the accuracy is in the 99.9 range.
Yeah.
Any tiny little bit of fatigue from the stamina is going to completely destroy your app.
Yeah.
Relatively.
It's like Gesso is actually hitting a bit early, not too sure. Okay, never mind. But
it looks like UK accuracy is just getting better and better over time from that intro. Toad Gadget now above that 99.9 again.
Looks like actually South Korea too. Actually, the weakest player in the lobby is 99.82 in Popomon. The rest are at above 99.9. This is something.
A very scarily small difference in team scores here. This is just a couple of 200s away. And all the 200 from Yonk, actually.
Oh,
down at 99.88.
Shouldn't matter too much since Pokemon's accuracy is considerably worse at the moment. 8,000 sack in accuracy.
We can see like 5 players in the lobby on the same act right now. 99.9 across the entire board.
There was frontline tanking a little bit, but it shouldn't be too much.
And it's such a long song as well that there has to be a 200 eventually, you have to think. And that, maybe not one 200, but a couple 200s would definitely be enough.
I think Popomon got a few, but still not enough, I think. This is so close. There's gonna be more of the same here. And looks like Young recovering quite nicely, now to 99.91. Eliminate the first UK player to go below 99.9, 99.89, but South Korea has 2 players below 99.9. Gesso is at 99.90, so just barely hanging on, but still, like any miss, a few 200s, all of them can change.
Yeah,
like,
it is
current.
There's no player that's really a massive way ahead, but we can see Yonk slowly but surely building back up to that highest.
Yeah, this is ridiculous from Yonk. The player who dropped the 200 UK team now has the strongest act.
Yeah, this ratio has to be insane from Yonk right now.
Looks like Ghost Frontline and Gesso struggling a little bit there, dropping a few 1,000% accuracy, which means that 200s probably aren't enough to... Looks like 200 from Gesso? Probably not, but looks like... But 200s don't really matter for South Korea at this point. They have to bank on United Kingdom choking.
At the end of the map as well, probably going to have to be a miss here, or maybe if there's a massive rush, it's possible as well.
Yeah. Very last.
Still high from South Korea, but just not as high as the players from UK.
Like mid 99.8s are no joke. It's absolute top tier, but
they're insanely high. Actually,
UK, oh my god!
You cannot do any 2.99 million from the UK. Oh.
That's something else.
3 200s from Young. Still gets the highest score in the lobby. Oh
That
my
is
god.
so cracked. That is so cracked. I'm in shock. That's insane. Like, all of those scores are insane.
This is great. Yeah, South Korea's team score is incredibly good as well. Like
Yeah.
almost 993 being the lowest score in the entire mod.
It's a thing.
It's brutal.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Absolutely.
And shout out to Eliminate for actually double S-ing that map too. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, that's the caliber of what you might be expecting for Rice here, I think. It's something.
Yeah, now we'll have to see what South Korea decide to go for. If they want to keep going with the LNs, we still have something like Alone Intelligence up. Has been the favorite for most LN teams, I feel.
This is going to be a weird take, but I think South Korea might go for Zeronier. If they go for Zeronier, we're going to see something really spicy. But there's a chance. There's a chance. Oh, Jackman. Okay, Super Anime Group. Okay.
Oh, Super Anime Group. Okay.
That's actually very interesting because like we talked a lot about how United Kingdom is like United Kingdom's going to be the team that is going to like they're just going to pick Rice. They're all going to pick Rice, but like South Korea's accuracy is not bad too, and I believe that Girls Frontline particularly has a very disgusting score on Super Anime Groove. He has a 37,300 double S on this. So
oh my god, 37.
Secret weapon.
This is a long song as well. 37 is no joke.
Yeah.
But yeah, we saw how close it can be. Like the accuracies of South Korea definitely good enough to warrant this being a pick at least. But
yeah,
if United Kingdom managed to get the same kind of accuracies again, you know, there's going to need to be some kind of weakness at all shown from UK.
Looks like Young's being swapped out with Ting Momentum here, so looks like United Kingdom is a bit shaky on this map particularly, I think. But like again, like the accuracies are going to be so close that like a miss is going to determine everything. And this is a map where you can very easily miss, even if you're a top tier player.
Oh yeah, this is not an ACT map. We've seen very few teams getting FCs on this map.
Yeah. All right, best of luck to both teams. Root for your favorite teams, everybody. I've already mentioned this before, but root for your favorite players too, actually. I know there's a lot of love for Girls Frontline in particular in Gissel. But yeah, let's see here. How many FCs will we see?
Very well, probably will come down to who misses more on this map because the accuracies are so close, you would expect. And we can already kind of see it here. Eliminate actually lagging a little bit behind, but plenty of time to catch up.
Yeah, there are a lot of hard parts as well. They're not even in the chorus yet. Looks like Ghost Frontline struck a little bit more than I anticipated here, but that's okay. He just needs to triple S the Jax like nothing.
Just triple S the Jax.
Yeah, just triple S.
Yeah, just hit the notes.
Yeah, just hit the notes accurately.
That's all you really need to do with.
Oh, gap's getting smaller. Whoa!
Yeah, that's a massive. The accuracy drop was really huge there as well. On the LNs.
Yeah.
That's going to be quite a significant lead going over to South Korea, and they're holding some fantastic accuracies right now.
Yeah, 99.9 average. And Girls Frontline, 99.96, recovering quite nicely from the intro.
Yeah, 99.96. Other two holding at 99.92. Pope Gadget also 99.93 right now. It is basically just that miss from Eliminate. That is the main difference, the act drop as well.
That said, I don't know if a miss on the South Korean side would even switch the match, to be honest. Like, the gap is very big.
If it's a clean miss, the accuracy difference is definitely going to be in South Korea's favor.
Yeah, Ting dropping too. So
Ting momentum.
No momentum here. Looks like South Korea is going full steam ahead here, and they are crushing. Team Momentum not having the best of times here, dropping Act even further.
That was a large Act drop as well, 99.5 down to. And all of South Korea is holding really strong right now, still with the FCs, still holding their same accuracies.
Yeah. There's one more chorus left, and it's pretty easy to like just rush like one jack and you lose like 0.3%, but yeah, they're hanging on to prayer right now for the UK.
Yeah, it's gonna need to be a lot of
dropping once more. It looks like this is
dropping. Has to be 4 or so misses in the last section of this map, but I just don't see it happening with how
this section is very chill, and South Korea's accuracy is pretty good.
Oh, it's really good.
Yeah. Okay, one more section, but this is more or less a solid win for South Korea here. This is pretty gross. 68.
Oh, these are some nice accuracies.
These are really, really nice.
91
20-1 ratios at least. 91 from Pope, yeah. Shout out to Pope for... I think that's his PB.
PBing in a match definitely really good though. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But increasing his accuracy a lot in that second half as well, 99.94.
Major kudos to him for sure. And even with the misses, I don't think it would have mattered. Like, South Korea just way too strong.
Oh yeah, these ratios are really, really solid.
I do wonder what UK will go for next though. I'm guessing Rain Shower. Like, I guess can see you don't know, but I think it's not really the best.
I think Rain Shower has been more of a tendency from a lot of teams.
Yeah. I like this pick, but it's pretty choke heavy still.
Very choke heavy, yeah. Especially in that second half with the combos, we've seen quite a lot of chokes happening there.
That said, like the main saving grace for top players is that the second half of Shuno Hazama is actually a lot easier to act than the first half. The first half is very unstable, so you might see huge fluctuations in score for sure. And
we've seen in most of the other Rise picks, aside from the Jack map, the United Kingdom have had probably, you would say, the better accuracy.
Yeah. I think this will be very indicative of how UK will go, I think. As we can see, Yonk is back as well, and Yonk is the strongest Rice act player, so this should be a pretty comfortable lead, at least in act, but again, risky. Combo game.
Yeah.
And we have Transcendence as well, actually.
Yeah, first time we're seeing Transcendence so far this match.
Yeah, very surprising. Transcendence is not too well known for his act, so basically banking on UK to break combo, so completely understandable. Any case, they should be starting pretty soon.
Yeah, we have seen Gaysol and Girls Frontline holding some pretty similar acts to the UK so far, though, so the combo game, one miss from United Kingdom is probably going to be enough for South Korea to take it if they manage to hold on to their combos.
Definitely. Alright, here we go. Shuno Hazama, also known as Rain Shower. Good song. Whoa. Oh, Young's act is okay.
Gaysol's act as well, actually.
Gaysol, yeah, he struggled quite a bit, the intro.
And Transcendence holding a little bit further behind one of the other players as well.
And they're not even
United Kingdom.
They're entering the hardest parts of the match to act now. Let's see how well they do.
Looks like no one having any massive drops in act so far. Looks like Eliminate dropped a tiny bit, but nothing too major.
Gaysol recovering, but Transcendence act seems to be taunts to 99.7. Ghost Frontline crushing right now, 99.9.
And matching Yonk even. Both of them holding really high accuracies.
Ghost Frontline slightly losing momentum, but Here, Yonk and Pope are dead even right now.
All three of the
Yonk jumped a bit, but there's still a lot of buffer given Transcendence that gives Soul's Act. Or let's see how well they do here.
Definitely a really solid lead for United Kingdom going into the second half, but as you said, we're about to get into that combo game section. Very easy to miss.
Super easy to miss. Alright, let's go.
Here it is.
Easier to act, but harder to combo. Gap is getting a little bit smaller. Just a tiny bit.
Yeah, Transcender's actually dropping a little bit of accuracy though, now down to 99.6.
Yeah.
Just about. All of UK holding steady with all their accuracies.
What's the line breaking?
And that was the highest score from South Korea.
And now the UK's gap is gonna enlarge, and this is a giant gap right now.
This is a huge lead.
Young dropping at the end, but I don't think that's gonna matter.
It shouldn't matter. The accuracy is still in UK's advantage pretty solidly. So even with that miss, it's not gonna matter in the end.
Tied up. It's 10-1. What? Look at those ratios from UK. They're so close.
They're all exactly the same, those ratios. Girl frontline as well, with 209, 300's just the one miss.
Oh my god.
This is playing as a team right here from UK.
Yeah. Holy crap. Whoa. What a pick.
Alone intelligence, okay. South Korea really not picking the same thing twice in a row at any point in time in this match, it seems.
Yeah, I'm not happy with this pick. Like, yes, UK's weakness is Ellen release. Yes, this is Ellen release. But there's more than just Ellen release in this map. And I think you're going to see a few swaps here and there. Choke. Aww. No, please don't say that. But yeah, it looks like Verhat gonna bring in Zubin here. Zubin is very well known to be like a consistency machine. Pretty much never breaking, usually at the expense of lower act, which is usually why you don't really see him in like earlier Rice rounds, but he can hang. He can definitely hang.
Yeah, this is not this is the kind of map that you can kind of afford to not be getting 99.9 on. You know, just managing to combo will be good enough. Zubin, of course, having a good enough accuracy, definitely.
Okay.
But just an update as well on the Hong Kong versus Japan match. It looks like Japan is up 3-0, winning a break point by 2,000 points on Screw. Oh, actually, Japan getting the only miss in that map, but still just barely winning by accuracy. But now we are back into this match. Looking at this is going to be South Korea's opportunity to take another bit of a lead in this match. Still haven't seen any breakpoints so far.
No breakpoints, but I think this might be the first clear opportunity to get a breakpoint, I think. I know South Korea is pretty shaky on this. UK, I'm not too sure. It looks like Newson's actually not playing this, surprisingly, so it might be indicative of something. Maybe.
And Newson has been pretty, really strong, like, overall at LN kind of accuracy as well.
Yeah, which is why I'm a bit surprised. Maybe he mind blocks it or something, which I completely understand. It's pretty mind blockable. It's also very tricky. So let's see.
Maybe some deep insider knowledge from South Korea with this pick. Relatively calm start. Everyone holding on to that 99.8, except for Flying Samira holding a little bit behind.
Yeah, it's like a bit of a storm. I'm a bit worried about Samira's act, though. If he's getting act like this early on, not too sure how well they will do later on.
I'm not sure if it was an early 200. It could have been, but it looks like the ratio is not not increasing too fast.
Yeah, oh, they're dropping 200s actually. It might not actually be early 200s. Might actually just be having issues struggling with this.
And it's only going to get harder to hack as we're getting into the LN sections.
Yeah, but don't forget, a break can happen at any time at this point onwards.
Oh, absolutely. And Zubin actually dropping a little bit of accuracy as well on these LNs.
That should be okay, though.
Yeah, still holding the lead overall, because Flying Samira actually finding a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
Dropping even further down.
UK has the very slight act advantage right now. It's not too substantial. Both gadgets act quite low. Transcendence and K-Soul is pretty solid there.
But Eliminate here, 99.84 is really leading the way for UK.
Gap is getting a bit smaller too. It's like Samira's handling it more than fine. Comes down to the other UK players to see how well they're doing.
It all comes down to combo as well, as we said. One miss is way more than enough to change this
True combo game. Oh, Transcendence of 200. That's a pretty big drop actually, so the gap is going to be pretty large.
Yeah, bigger accuracy lead for UK here, but we can still see it's not huge.
It's still not that big. But it's getting bigger, I think.
It's very slowly getting bigger. We're seeing Flying Samira actually recover accuracy just a little bit. But still not catching up to Pope Gadget or Zubin's accuracy.
Yeah, Transcendence. Samira dropping!
Oh, from South Korea's side here, Flying Samira finding a miss, and that's going to be quite a large lead.
Zubin dropped. But that's a trade, that's okay.
It's a trade.
And I think UK does have the act advantage as well, so they just need to hold on to the full combo and they should be fine.
Both of those misses were relatively clean with the accuracy side of things, so UK are going to hold on to that act lead.
The map is calming down, but I believe there is one burst right here. Will they choke it? They do not.
Looks like we're going to get our first break point here.
Jeez, that is really scary. And the acts, they're pretty close in the grand scheme of things. Just eliminating Geisel trading and those two, wow.
Really close overall in the accuracy. But we do see Eliminate here. 1-200.
Yeah. Pretty good ratio too.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of really, really good accuracy. Like, the accuracies are really similar. It's just pair-wise, you can see Eliminate Geisel, Pope Gadget Transcendence, and Zubin Flying Samira. There's just slight advantages for United Kingdom overall.
Yeah, and UK is playing very consistently right now. I'm very surprised to see how strong UK is over the past tournament. Like, they've been a few years ago, they were known to be like a little bit inconsistent, but they're like pretty good contenders. But now they are complete machines. I'm very happy to see that. In any case, United Kingdom pick next, and I think there's only one very clear pick, but we'll see. I think you don't know is the best way to go. South Korea isn't too strong when it comes to tech accuracy, and that is UK's forte. So let's see.
Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see if United Kingdom themselves know.
Let's find out.
But hard to imagine much of the other picks. I feel like the Rice has been working out for them quite well. Yozakura being the other Rice pick, but that is
Transcendence trying to goad a Ono screw pick from UK.
Transcendence trying to pick for UK.
Yeah.
Trying to put some messages into the mind. Subliminal messaging through.
You don't know. Alright, there we go. Alright, so they did know after all that this is the best pick. I should stop doing that. But yeah, good pick. Very technical. Also the hardest Rice pick in the pool.
Yeah, definitely. We know this is very easy to choke as well, as we've said for a lot of before, but it is just true.
This is one of the most choke heavy. It's like we're bringing back Popomon, and I'm surprised. Is Girls for not playing this?
Maybe not. We're getting Transcendence and Popomon in here.
That is interesting. So it looks like they're trying to make sure that South Korea just sustains full combos. UK doesn't have Yonk, actually.
It looks like maybe some of the players from both teams not as comfortable with getting the full combo, perhaps.
It's very understandable, yeah. But like they're starting pretty soon. I think Zubin should be fine. Eliminate him, I actually have very little knowledge of Eliminate despite him being a top player, but I think he should be more than fine. Pretty sure someone in the chat will correct me and say something like, "Oh, Eliminate's a top player," and then you're like, "You're probably right. I don't know," but let's see. I'm very curious to see. It's really a combo game here. I think UK has a very strong act advantage. Whoa. Well, these low acts, actually.
Very, very close accuracies between the two teams. Everyone hovering around 99.7.
Yeah, this is very, very close. The gap is getting a little bit bigger with South Korea tanking this and UK doing much better here from here on out, but this is still pretty choke heavy.
These bursts really treating UK better right now. Eliminate and Poke Gadget increasing their accuracy on those. Transcendent struggling a little bit with the accuracy. That's what's really making most of the difference.
Yeah, like that's the main difference for sure. And I think Eliminate's act is going up, and so is Pope's. Zubin seems to be a constant 99.75, which is more than fine. They're beating already the best players in South Korea.
Yeah, all three of these UK accuracies are crushing it right now.
Yeah, and this part is not too choke heavy, so we should see more act increases. So a bigger gap for the UK most likely.
Yeah, we'll come down to this second half. If there is any kind of chokes, even accuracy chokes, South Korea are not massively far behind in the accuracy.
Yeah, single.
Bit of a rush on one of these bursts perhaps could change the tide.
A little bit, yeah. It's like Transcendence dropping quite a bit there. Back to the jump streams.
And now we see both teams that actually have all three players on the same accuracy right now. UK all holding 99.81. Pope missing right there.
That should be enough though. That should not be enough. They have enough act buffer.
The accuracy difference is 0.2 pairwise for each player. I think that might be enough to keep UK in the lead despite the miss.
No room for error though.
Yeah, and we can see Poke Gadget now reaching that combo cap of 400 and still a very decent lead for UK. Missing again though. Now we might be getting into time.
Gap is getting smaller, but they're running out of time.
It'll get pretty close, but maybe I think South Korea might need one more miss.
Yeah, not enough time, I think. Yeah. They didn't have enough time for a 400 combo, and 10k gap though.
Yo, shout out to as well.
Again, the ratios from the UK.
The UK just have these insanely good, just consistent across the team ratios every single map.
This is a thing. Oh, they are actually going for a screw, huh?
Okay, Transcendence was preparing for it this whole time.
Okay. He was charging up his spirit energy, now he's double S-ing this map. Alright.
Going for screw. Back to the LN. Bit of a bit of a hybrid-ish LN coming in here.
I do like this pick. I guess they could have went for Endless, but I also understand why they didn't, given their scores on Alone Intelligence, so I think this is a good pick. I'm surprised they didn't just go straight for Zeronia if they want to go this route, but, you know, I understand. Looks like they're going to swap out Yonk and Pope. Pope and Zubin. Oh, Zubin, Pope is back? Okay, welcome back, Pope.
Pope's back, so it's just Zubin out for Team Momentum here for South Korea.
I'm very curious.
I mean, for UK.
Yeah. Very curious to see this one, actually. I don't know how Team Momentum will do here. I'm not too sure how consistent he is in tournament formats. I know he's a very strong player, especially when it comes to LNs and hybrids, and that's why he's playing. But can he FC? And better question, can South Korea FC?
Yeah, definitely a really tricky one. Like some of these, a lot of LN coordination going on, and also the rice patterns being thrown in between.
Yeah. Looks like we're also having Flying Samira in as well. So again, trying to make sure that everyone has full combo potential. So back to the combo game.
Combo game strategy. It's worked out a little bit for South Korea, at least so far this match.
Yeah. Also the world's best background.
And video, of course.
Video's not loading though.
Unfortunately, won't be seeing that on screen.
Yeah. In any case, let's see whether United Kingdom can bring it home and get another break point. Looks like they have an early lead right now, but again, combo game.
Yeah, Transcendence and Flying Samira lagging a little bit behind in the accuracy, but Eliminate dropping a lot of accuracy. A lot of 200s. That's actually going to be a little bit...
Gesso dropping really hard too. 99.1% lowest in the lobby.
But Pope trading it back, that's actually going to make it pretty close overall. Team momentum right now is the one that's holding the best. Dropping a few 200s though.
Yeah. That said, UK now has the act advantage due to Gaysol's massive act drop. And Team momentum finally dropping. No full... Okay, there's one full combo in Eliminate side, but... Is it one miss versus two misses? Yeah, okay, it is.
Yeah, Eliminate also the one with the lowest accuracy on UK though, so...
Yeah.
South Korea definitely in a comfortable-ish lead right now. Everyone in the lobby holding around 99.5 to 99.6.
Lots of choke potential in the second half of the map though. We might see a few swaps here, and as you can see, the gap is very small and actually getting smaller because of the act advantage.
Yeah, UK building up the accuracy a bit faster, but Pope finding another miss. That's a big act drop as well.
Yeah.
0.2% I think that act drop was. And
it's
now
like,
South Korea gonna build their lead.
Gap's gonna get bigger too. Jeez.
They just need to hold on to this combo now.
Yeah.
Accuracies are close enough. They won't matter too much. As long as South Korea hold on to this combo, they'll manage to take away the point.
Yeah, definitely. And this is a very convincing lead from South Korea. Like 2 double FC and with pretty strong act as well. Yeah, very low 200 counts across the board, and
yes, solid act.
That was scary.
All 6 players actually getting really solid act, very similar acts across the board. Really just came down to the combo.
Yeah, true combo game. I'm telling you. Oh, someone forgot mirror. Ah, unfortunate.
Ah, that is unfortunate. That is really unfortunate.
Yeah, looks like. With that, looks like United Kingdom's pick next, and I think they only have Yozakura, and I don't think they're very consistent on Yozakura. So, looks like they're out of safe picks, I guess. They might go for SV, but I think they're banking on South Korea going for SV.
Yeah, SV is always a dangerous one. It's one that you don't really want to touch it if both teams are good at it.
Yeah, and you also don't know how much your opponent practice.
It's too unknown, right? It's too variable with SV maps because you know that both of these teams can play it well, but you don't know the exact skill level for the particular SV map that they have practiced.
Yeah, I think UK might go for Massacre, maybe. I just have this gut feeling. I don't think they're comfortable with Yozakura. I know Pope isn't too consistent on it. Oh, Yozakura, okay, interesting.
They are picking Yozakura now.
Good pick, for sure. But, this is probably like the one time I probably expect breakpoints. I'm guessing Transcendence is gonna still play. Gessel has been kind of a beast, and Popomon is back, so... Let's see is Ting gonna be playing this map? I'll be surprised if he is. Oh, Pope is not playing it. Okay, I see.
Ah, okay, so Pope not feeling the most comfortable with this map.
Yeah, Pope did mention that like he's not very consistent at it. He didn't mention to me, but he did say, at least in passing, that he's not very consistent at it because of the patterning. That said, I don't know if Ting is consistent on this either. Zubin should be more than fine. That dude can eat streams like... I don't know, he eats it like he breathes oxygen. Okay.
Yeah, we got a confirmation from Ting, listening to the stream while playing.
Alright, here's your thumbs up. Good luck. If you miss It's okay. We forgive you.
Yeah, very. I mean, it'd be kind of crazy to not forgive someone missing on a 324 BPM streams.
That is true. This is a really hard map. But yeah, looks like we have Yonk, Zubin, and Ting Momentum, and Transcendence, Popomon, and Gisel. So this is a combo game. UK should have much better accuracy, but this map is pretty short. So
yeah,
just sprint.
And as you said, this could be the chance for South Korea to win that breakpoint back and tie it up.
Yeah.
If they manage to hold on.
All right, let's see how well they do on the first stream. This should be indicative of how well they should be doing for the rest of the map. Popomon first drop.
That is an immediate drop from Popomon at the very start of the stream.
This is an early drop though, so if UK can't really capitalize. Zubin Transcendent dropping as a trade.
Oh, and the accuracy is very well in favor of United Kingdom right now. Both Transcendence and Popomon dropping significantly in the accuracy with their drops. Zubin as well dropping in accuracy, but that's only one player compared to two.
Yeah, and I think UK definitely has a pretty strong accuracy advantage right now. Yonk with 99.9, Pink Momentum 99.8.
Oh, Yonk is just crushing this right now.
Yeah.
Ting as well.
One more stream here. Let's see how well they do. Oh my god. Looks like Popomon's recovering quite nicely.
Oh, but finding a miss as well there.
Yeah.
UK has a quite large advantage. It's
a very large advantage. But the last stream has eaten many people alive. Dropping 5 of 6 misses is not uncommon.
It is a really long stream at the end of the map. So easy to just completely tank.
Yeah. Okay, let's see how well they do on the last stream. Ting dropping act a little bit there,
Here we go.
Maybe not a good omen. But as long as UK can hold full combo, they should be fine. This gap is pretty huge, so one missed deficit is not enough for South Korea to take it.
Yeah, so still that accuracy lead for the United Kingdom and the combo lead as well, so it's going to take a few misses at the end here.
Looks like they're full comboing this pretty comfortably too. That's an exceptional performance from Young.
Wow. All 6 players full comboing that last half of the map there.
10-to-1 ratio on Young.
Yeah, 10-to-1 with only 1-200 as well.
Yeah, that
Ting actually managing to FC it quite well as well.
Yeah, thumbs up to that, dude. You did a good job. Also apologize to the people supporting South Korea for jinxing them. I will not do that again. But in any case, the South Korean team, would they go for Zeronier? They did well in Screw, and Zeronier is just a riskier version of it.
They might. There's not really much left in the pool. I don't think they're going to pick SV unless they really want to go crazy with their picks. But
I don't think they should.
It's Kronia, Endless, or the SV picks. There's nothing left in the pool.
Yeah, this is something. Also, one thing to point out, UK is at match point.
Yep, so South Korea have to win this next pick and United Kingdom's pick.
Yeah, and I think the UK is probably never going for hybrid, so... Oh!
Okay.
Okay.
We're going straight for SV, South Korea being the one to pick it actually here.
I definitely understand the sentiment. Looks like Pope is coming back here. Ting should crush this. So I'm very curious to see how much South Korea has practiced. I looked at their spreadsheet and they didn't really have the best of scores, but like given the no count of this map, it doesn't really matter if you have low axe or not.
Oh, there
you just have the FC.
Yeah, the FC is so important here because trying to combo some of these bursts and some of the tricks, the beat skip as well in the second half has caught out so many players, and if you miss on one of these sections or one of the bursts, you can just tank like a whole % of accuracy as well as miss. So quickly.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you. Like, there's so many traps in this map. It's gross.
Even if you've practiced them, like, it's so hard to do consistently. Like, it would not be weird to see multiple of these players messing up the burst sections. We'll have to see how this turns out for South Korea.
We'll have to see for sure, yeah.
Girls Frontline getting some early 200s, it looks like.
Yeah. But it looks like, I think, you can actually say Ackley right now because of Transcendence is Act.
Yeah, definitely a solid athlete. But we've seen how little these early athletes matter on this match.
Yeah, absolutely don't mean anything.
And we'll see the trill coming up here will be the first test.
Ting!
Oh, Ting!
Oh my god.
Relatively clean drop in terms of accuracy, but the combo is definitely going to tip it in South Korea's favor.
Whoa, what happened?
Whoa,
girls front line, girls front line.
A massive accuracy drop there. That was gigantic.
Yeah, 2% more or less. It's like the gap is getting bigger too.
Yeah, Ting, despite the miss, has the highest accuracy on UK right now. Almost the highest in the body now as well.
Yeah.
And there's gonna have to be another miss from the United Kingdom.
There are a lot of opportunities to combo break for sure, so anything can happen from here on out.
Yeah, there still are plenty of opportunities in the map. And we'll see in these slow jam sections here.
Looks like Ghost Frontline's recovering quite nicely, actually, going back to 98.7, but again, like, accuracy doesn't really matter for them at this point. They have to bank on UK breaking here, otherwise the UK is bringing this home.
Speaking of accuracy recoveries, how is Ting Momentum at 99.7?
Oh my god. Let's see how well they do at the ending. 200, but that doesn't matter.
It is going to be United Kingdom taking that SV point in the end. 1-200 from Ting.
143. Wow, and UK South Korea did amazing too, like pretty much triple FC across the board.
South Korea's scores are actually really, really good on this. Like, we've seen a lot of team scores. Almost every team that's played this so far has had at least one score that's down in the 930 range.
Yeah.
Really, really easy to tank a massive amount on this. But that's a triple FC as well from South Korea.
Crazy, absolutely insane.
We do not see those.
Yeah, I'm very proud. And South Korea, with all of their picks have been insane. Like going for hybrids, going for Rise, going for SV, going for LN. Like they're huge.
They're going wild. They're going wild with their picks. Like absolutely flexing the all-roundedness they have in their roster. But either way, it is going to be United Kingdom making it through. They're going to go up against the winner of the Brazil versus.
Oh, jeez.
Remind me what Brazil versus China. Oh, that is going to be a good match.
That's a good match for sure. And with that, looks like we're almost set, almost ready. The winners bracket for semifinals is almost ready now. Pretty spicy matches coming up next week, and of course, Brazil versus China is going to be really cool. And I believe South Korea will be eliminated to the losers bracket. Who will they be facing? Not too sure. Looks like they are facing the winner of France versus Canada. That's a spicy one.
That is going to be a spicy one as well. Canada and France, by itself, I have no idea who's going to come out of that one.
Yeah. But this is
a lot of exciting matches being lined up here.
Yeah, and I think Hong Kong versus Japan is probably going to reach their conclusion here. They're still going on, but pretty much going to be over very soon. It's currently 5-2 in Japan's favor.
And you know what that means?
Absolutely, don't go anywhere at all because we are already moving on to our next match right away, and it is going to be Korea versus France. Started about 4 minutes ago. We're going to get right into it. This is another. Well, before I get into that, I think we're introducing another commentator switch here. We're going to see if they are ready.
Ravioli, ravioli, give me the formioli.
Hello, I'm here.
Hello. We're going to see Ravel come in for the commentary here for this match, South Korea versus France. So welcome. How are you doing?
Oh my goodness, I've been seeing the match and what did I just watch?
An insanely close match. That's what you just watched. But anyway, now it is going to be South Korea versus France. And this is another losers bracket match, actually. This is going to decide who will go up against Japan tomorrow.
Yes, indeed. Now, something interesting about this matchup, actually. This is the third time both teams are meeting each other. The last time these two teams have met was back in 2016 semifinals.
2016 semifinals, so meeting again in the semifinals this year, 5 years ago. And these two teams are really strong. I mean, South Korea's team is completely different. It's changed so much over the years. And of course, South Korea looked ridiculously strong, looking like they're getting stronger every week. But France themselves have actually put up a really good showing in recent weeks. I think particularly against USA, if I remember. Was that the match? France versus USA?
Yeah, I think they took 2 points off the US, if I'm not mistaken.
That is a massive achievement, USA being one of the favorites in the tournament. But we're looking right now, this is France's pick on the LN map, and they are crushing it currently.
Yeah, this is a very smart pick from France as well. They have a very good score on LFO. They were second on LFO compared to South Korea 6, but Zayken with a miss, so that's going to give it back to South Korea now.
Oh, that is a huge miss, and the accuracy from Zayken is actually giving the accuracy advantage over to Korea as well. Aura and Koidex are performing extremely well, beating the entire Korean team, but that one miss is really going to hurt France.
Yeah,
There's
this
half
is going
the map
to...
left.
Yeah, this is like, I feel like this is a stage where France might struggle a little bit on difficulty because their team isn't really too suited to compete against the high-level countries like South Korea at this kind of stage. They are definitely putting up a really good fight with terms of Koidex and Aura, but yeah, that one miss is hurting a lot.
Yeah, you'll definitely say the teams are a little bit opposites in that regard. South Korea feeling like they really do get scale very well into the harder physical components, but if there's no miss from South Korea here, actually Zayken is going to miss again towards the end, and it looks like that might just seal the deal. South Korea might be winning a breakpoint at the very start if they can hold on.
Yep, indeed, and despite France getting first and second in this entire lobby, this South Korea taking it just from a better team performance.
Ooh, there are some really good scores. Actually, very, very consistent scores overall from South Korea here. All three players getting roughly the same accuracy, and with the FC, the three-way FC is really what gave them that advantage there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure South Korea are going to move on to Vice. Or
And as you
possibly
said,
hybrids.
Yeah, as you said, some of the harder physical maps might be a good approach from South Korea to go for. So maybe you're going to look for one of those. As you said, one of the hybrids might actually be good, some of the hybrids being particularly hard in this pool, as we've seen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure South Korea in general are better in hybrids. Oh, but they're going for Dodgers.
Oh, okay. We're going for the all-LN match. So we're going immediately for Dodgers Gadget. South Korea is sticking with the LNs. They did just win on the LN pick, but at the same time...
I feel like they're exploiting the third player of funds.
Yeah, Dodgers
because
Gadget
now they
is... Know. Yeah, Dodgers Gadget is really hard. I think if you're struggling on Preserve Valkyria, Dodgers Gadget is not going to be very nice for you either.
Yeah, I'm also pretty much expecting the same lineups. So it's just going to depend on Zayken's performance, I feel. Unless there's a swap. But
because we did see the first two players from France actually beating the entire South Korean team. So if France's third player can put up a good performance and keep up with South Korea, then France have a really good shot at taking this.
Oh, we actually do see a swap. Transcendence out for Kaokai Fanboy.
And we're seeing Gasolin as well for South Korea.
Oh, Gasol played the...
Gasol played.
Yeah.
I'm
they
blind.
got 9 200s. So it's pretty much going to be the same lobby except for one change from South Korea's side.
Understandably, because obviously the same type of map, also decently density focused as well. some inverse in both maps, and it looks like, well, is that a disconnect from a player?
Oh, that is, yeah. They can apparently left the match. Yeah, it's no big deal. We can get
Might be looking for that abort. Actually, an interesting thing to note is that if the players play the very first few seconds of Dodger's gadget, and then play it again right after, is that going to make them play it better or worse?
I think it depends, really.
I feel like every single time I play the intro to Dodger's gadget, I get worse every time. If I play the intro consecutively, I do so. Like, it starts off as like maybe like a 99, and I'm like, no, I want better. And then I get a 98, then I get a 97, and then all of a sudden I'm B ranking the intro.
Yeah, I think I feel like it does happen to different maps, and it of course happens to different players as well. Because some players, when you play a certain intro over and over and over again, you might develop some bad habits over and over again that very short period of time. So
it does happen.
It happens. It happens. I don't think at this stage players would struggle. Like 46 players, I don't think it'll happen.
We saw a lot of struggle in the previous match on the intro.
Oh, well,
we saw some misses. We saw some misses on the intro. Some definite mind blocks coming in, and this is an extremely mind blockable intro as well. So far, it looks like only a little bit of accuracy. Actually, Zayken struggling a lot on the accuracy in that intro there. Going to drop down to 97%. A few low accuracies as well in Koidex and Flying Samira. Overall,
this is going to be the issue for France. They don't have a good enough top player to compete against South Korea.
Zayken's going to build up the accuracy really quickly though. I think it was mainly just a mind block issue, but Koidex actually finding a miss there. That's going to be a big accuracy or point swing that is over to South Korea. With Gaesol holding 99.8. Yeah, that's an insanely high accuracy. Kalkai Fanboy with 99.7 as well, holding really well, and it looks like at this point all three South Korean players are holding higher accuracy than all of France's players.
Yeah, Zayken is actually recovering very nicely now, up to a 99.4 despite the intro struggles, but that one miss now, again, costing France this lead at the moment.
And the accuracy as well, just South Korea just overall having the better accuracy than France. And there is still the hardest part of the map, I would say, the most dense part.
Yes, I can attest to that and agree to that, because I'm a terrible inverse player.
And when it comes to inverse like this, not mind blocks, but column blocks are definitely a thing.
Yes. At this speed, at this difficulty, yes.
Absolutely.
So, it is still not South Korea's point yet. There is still, of course, a lot of chances for column blocks to happen in the next few seconds.
It just comes down to, can South Korea keep on to this combo? If they can, then the point is very comfortably theirs. But so far, it looks like all six players actually holding on to this dense section quite well so far.
This is ridiculous. And actually, Gaesol dropping quite a bit of accuracy themselves, but
the accuracy doesn't matter too much for South Korea though. They're so far ahead in accuracy, it's not going to matter too much.
Just depends on any column block coming from Kalkai Fanboy! Oh, that could be a big one, but I don't know that's much time.
Kalkai Fanboy is so lucky that section was almost over by the time they missed.
Yeah.
If that miss was any earlier, that could have been a gigantic column block.
Yeah, that could spiral out of control, and that could be South Korea's point to lose, but Koidex missing again, that's going to cement it for South Korea, and that's the second point. But wow, they got slightly lucky there. How many misses was that?
Yeah, that was 4. Only 4. That could have definitely easily been like 2-digit misses.
Yeah,
that could have been a 20 misses for Kalkai Fanboy if that was in the middle.
Got 2. Oh boy. Yeah, that could just it could be a domino effect basically.
Yeah, it's so hard to recover. If you get that at the start of the dense section, then you're screwed.
Yes.
But South Korea now 2-0 up, winning pretty comfortably on both of the LN picks, and I wonder if France is going to stick with them, or if they're going to go for something like, I think Make It Funky now has a decent chance of coming out. If France have practiced it.
South Korea did better on Marissa, that's the thing. I mean, of course. Oh, they're going werewolves. Never mind.
They're going okay, so are we gonna see all 4 LN picks?
Oh my god!
As the first 4 maps. It's possible.
No, we're not, because the last LN map
Okay,
is mine, so they're not gonna play it.
Of course, of course.
Of course. Anyways, Werewolf House. This was the mixed LN, I believe.
Yeah, Werewolf House is a weird one. It is definitely like a wild card among wild cards of the LN
Yes.
pool. Very difficult, actually, to be able to, in general, just be consistent on and to get good accuracy on.
So we're gonna see Transcendence back. I think otherwise it's gonna be the same lineup.
Yeah, South Korea just flexing around, like swapping around that one player. But we are seeing everyone else stay the same. Makes sense. LN teams for both country.
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit surprised that Funds aren't going for anything else, because looking at the quarterfinal scores, Funds have a better rain shower score and they have a better you don't know score. So I was thinking if they were able to just try and maybe play any of those kind of tech rice.
Oh, a better you don't know score.
Yeah, Funds have a better you don't know score than South Korea.
That is impressive, actually. That makes me think a lot. But maybe with the increase in difficulty this pool, like the speed, is just a little bit too much to be comfortable with for France.
That's going to be the biggest dent to France's contest against South Korea, because the map was significantly harder. That's two misses already from Flying Samurai and Poidex.
Was that actually just a quad miss from both of them? Did they both go down to 97%?
Yeah, and Flying Samurai takes another hit.
Missed the quad LNs. They're so massive, and in your face, you cannot see them. But anyway, this is actually going to swing to France a little bit. Coidex is going to find another miss.
Yeah, like what Pot said, this map is very difficult. So we're going to expect more drops even after this section. There's going to be plenty, I feel.
But so far, it actually looks really close in accuracy overall. We see Aura and Zeiken are keeping up, actually doing better than Transcendence and Gaysol.
Zeiken is actually holding MVP right now.
It's just the difference right now between Coidex and Flying Samira, and Coidex getting another miss. Coidex seeming to struggle quite a lot with maintaining this accuracy. Or maintaining the combo, that is.
Yeah. Coidex is still holding 99, it's still fine, the lead is in South Korea's favor, but not by much. Now we're going into the PI here, this could make or break some of these players.
South Korea need to find a couple misses if France want to come back in this, because Coidex has missed quite a few times.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there needs to be a few misses from South Korea's side now. I don't think France are able to try and gain back enough accuracy to overtake South Korea in accuracy.
Yeah, actually Zeiken dropping accuracy a little bit more as well, and Coidex finding another miss. And we're already at the end of the map. Even if South Korea misses at this point, there is just not enough time.
Wow, that is 3 FCs. No, actually 4. 4 FCs.
Yeah, triple FC. Well, yeah, 2 FCs for either team actually, and the same number of misses from both Flying Samira and Coidex. Coidex's misses.
Same 200 come from Gaysol and Aura and Transcendence and Zeiken. This
oh my god, you're right. Actually, the ratios are so close between those 4 players as well.
Gosh.
Basically the same scores for those 4 players if you combine them all. And it really is. I think 4 of those misses from Flying Samira were the quad.
Yeah, I have a feeling it was.
I think it was all just that one quad. I don't know how that happens, but it apparently does. It's not going to matter in the end either way, and it is going to be South Korea's pick again. Will they pick Del Rio? I don't think they will, because Del Rio is more of an accuracy-based.
It's more release-based.
Yeah, more release accuracy-based, rather than...
basically... Yeah, it's a different kind of map.
Yeah, it's entirely different. Like, release LNs and density LNs are complete opposites.
Yep, there we go.
Oh,
we're gonna see Make It Funky now.
Okay, we're gonna see South Korea picking Make It Funky now.
Yeah, I did mention South Korea have a better team score on Marissa than France, so this kind of makes some sense.
It's interesting, but at the same time, it's very rare to see a team pick an SV map at 3-0 up.
That is true. And they did ban Cloud, so...
South Korea, so far in the match, have been very comfortable with a lot of their scores, so Picking something as wild as Make It Funky now, such a high variance pick, is a little bit strange, but we'll see if it pays off for them. Obviously, they've practiced this quite a lot if they're picking it.
Yeah, we're also, of course, gonna see some changes from both sides. Popomon and Girls Frontline coming in for Flying Samura and Transcendence. We'll say goodbye to Zayken and say hello to Patouz.
Yeah, of course, each team you would expect to have a more specialized SV lineup.
Alright, let's get this show going.
Okay, let's see who has practiced this the most. Oh, Gaysol actually having a little bit of struggle there, but Koidex is struggling just as much.
Yeah, right now it's actually flickering back and forth.
We'll see if anyone drops accuracy on these stairs here. These are deceptively hard to hack.
Also the L and N as well.
Yeah, both of them. It looks much easier than it actually is to hack for a lot of this map. But it looks like it's going to be a very, very slight lead towards South Korea now. All their players holding around 99.6. France are not very far behind though. This is really close, and there is still some of the harder sections later on in the map to come. We'll see those coming up soon. Koidex dropping a few 200s there.
Yeah, South Korea gaining accuracy. This is crazy.
Might just come down to misses at this point. It looks like South Korea's accuracy lead is growing more and more by the second. Koidex dropping even more, down to 99.2 now.
And that's a miss.
That's a rough miss.
That's rough.
There's going to need to be a few misses from South Korea, at least 2 or 3. So far, South Korea are just crushing this. A few 200s from Popomon, but it's not going to matter too much. This last section is the same as the start. So if they didn't miss in the start, you wouldn't expect them to miss now.
Alright, now going into the outro here.
This is just way too easy for anyone to choke. This is very comfortably in South Korea's favor now.
That's a pretty good South Korea team score right there.
That is a really solid team score.
Ooh, 10
2, 3, and 5. Yeah, 10 200s total. And no misses. The 3-way FC. Just one miss over on France's side. But even without that miss, this accuracy is very heavily favoring South Korea.
Yeah. It's just unfortunate that France, again, like I said, they don't really have a good enough third player to compete at this level. I'm not saying they have a bad third player. It's just, when you're up against South Korea, you need to have, as you can see, 990, 988, 986.
France's team score is actually really good as well. Just without that miss, that would have beaten a lot of teams, you would have to imagine. But at this stage in the tournament, as we said, these teams are so ridiculously good that you don't really have any breathing room for error.
Yeah, and especially up against South Korea. One of the higher seeds still in this losers bracket.
Yeah, South Korea, of course, historically being one of the best teams, best countries to ever participate in the Mania World Cup.
So now, this is what would go for?
Yeah, this is a rough decision. I wonder if they're going to go for Del Rio or if they're going to... Oh, looks like they're picking Goblin.
Yeah,
so we are going...
now.
We're going towards that tech. As you said before, they did get the higher score on the tech map last week, so...
Yep.
There is potential.
This is burst jump streams, I think.
Yeah, something like Goblin, definitely easier. Definitely easier for South Korea to choke on potentially. if France can keep up their ability.
We're gonna see some changes again. So we see Azubia, we see Kaokai Fanboy, and we see Transcendence. So there's 2 changes from Korea, 1 change from France here.
Yep. Although from the SV maps, not gonna tell you that much.
Yeah.
Really, anyone can play the SV maps. Depends on who is the most comfortable, who's been practicing them the most. But here, it's going to be interesting. We're going to see for the first time so far this match, something that's not LN or SV.
Something that is meta.
Some meta. Okay, sure.
Meta. I mean, if LN and SV are anti-meta, we can just call this meta, right?
You're right.
I mean, I'm not wrong.
We'll just name the pool. We'll rename the pools. This is the meta pool, and we'll have the anti-meta pool.
Alright, so first things first, I just want to see the intro changing VPM drill.
That destroyed some players last match.
Yep.
We will see.
I am curious.
We look at those judgments. Who's gonna get the 200s and the 100s?
Azubia!
Oh,
that's a lot from Azubia. That's some from Kaokai Fanboy. There's Popomon as well. Actually, everyone in South Korea dropping quite a bit. But Aura doing very comfortably their own. Dropping a 200
as
now.
Well. Both holding very well for France. If Azubia manages to catch up in that accuracy from that trill, France have a very decent chance of coming back and taking the lead. And is that a miss from Transcendence? That's a big miss.
What? Well done. Never mind. Never mind.
Aura finding another miss. That's going to trade it out.
That will trade it out. And now
but it's not going to be the end of the world. It's still really close. 1 miss apiece, and the accuracies overall, I don't think they favor South Korea that much. I think France are really, really close in this accuracy department.
They do benefit South Korea by a bit.
By a bit, just a small amount per
Just
player.
A bit.
I think 1 miss, a few 200s maybe not, but a miss is gonna immediately switch the lead.
Yes, a miss will definitely swing it back. But France need to hold on as much as they can. But the map's about to end very, very soon.
Yeah, we're at the very end of the map. There has to be a miss really soon from South Korea if France want to win their own pick here.
Final few seconds left. It doesn't seem like that will be the case, and that will be another point of South Korea. Surviving another scare.
Just holding on, and that is such an unfortunate miss from Aura there. Almost without that miss, you'd have to imagine that was going towards France.
That would have been France. That was 6,000 points of a difference. That would have definitely been
France. That would have definitely been France's point there with only 6,000 points. Look at these accuracies. They are so close across both teams. France can definitely win one of these Rise picks if they manage to hold on to that combo. Yeah.
They just need to hold on. So South Korea, their next pick, and then it's going to be another France pick, and the next France pick needs to be very crucial.
Okay, so now W.
I mean, hybrids. Come on.
Hybrids. Chronial Zero?
South Korea have been so good at hybrids. Okay, not extremely good, but good enough. So, I think we could definitely see a Chronial.
Bit of a Lemon Guy hybrid coming in, a very, very physically demanding map. Is something that I think would benefit South Korea a lot. But we'll see what they end up going for. We're gonna go with Eagle Seeker.
Eagle Seeker. So it is hybrid, but just not the right hybrid we're thinking of.
Yeah, more of the wacky LN hybrid.
The balanced physical.
Balanced, yeah?
Balanced physical, yeah. It has a bit of everything.
It does. It has quite a lot of Rice focus, despite how the intro appears.
there is some physicality to this as well, so I'm just wondering whether or not fans are able to keep up.
But at the same time, if they do manage to keep up, it is definitely short enough to be able to capitalize on any misses.
Yeah, it is only about 2.5 minutes. We do see a swap, flying somewhere in for Popomon.
And that really is one of the big strengths for South Korea so far in this match. They have so many players that can play all of these maps. They're able to just switch out the players as they want for each map individually. Whereas for the most part, France has been maintaining a fairly consistent roster, Aura being in for all the picks so far.
Yeah. Aura has just been the main man for a lot of the maps this week and last week. Like, this is where they really shine.
Who will drop the 200s at the start? It looks like South Korea.
Transcendence, yeah. Gotta be careful.
Yeah, it's gonna be a very small lead, but Aura, that's an early miss. It's not gonna matter as much as a miss in the middle of the map, but it's still gonna give South Korea the early lead.
Yeah, indeed. I was talking about physicality. You can see Azubel struggling a little bit on accuracy. The entire team of South Korea holding at least 99.4 and above.
And this
Any
lead,
here?
This lead is not huge. Actually, France's accuracy is very, very close to South Korea's. They are almost exactly tied in accuracy. It is just that one miss, the early miss.
Can I just say, Aura's accuracy holding the highest, even with the miss.
Oh my god, you're right. 99.6 with the miss, the only miss in the lobby so far.
My goodness.
That might just recover the score over time if they manage. Not with another miss though. And now this is going to be quite a large lead for South Korea as well. Azuba dropping in accuracy as well down below. Now South Korea with that ACK lead as well as the combo lead.
Yeah, here comes the Kiai. We'll see if that makes any difference in that light. Everyone's still holding on in this Kiai first half.
Yeah, no one finding many drops here. Azuba is dropping in accuracy a little bit. Nothing too serious though, but unless something happens on South Korea's side, they just need to hold on.
They just need to hold on. Wow.
A few misses is definitely possible, but it looks like they're really not interested in dropping these combos at all. This is still 3 full combos on the South Korean side. 2 from France still actually as well.
Yeah, but Azoville dipping below 99, so any misses now I don't think it will matter anymore. And South Korea will take another one.
Oh, Patu's missing the last note.
Yeah. 7? And wow, 2 players getting 8 as well.
Oh and 8 from Aura as well. Actually, Aura would have probably ended up with the highest score. Very close to Samira's. Very close to Samira's score without those misses.
It wouldn't have been enough though. That's a 33,000 point win, so even if Aura got the full combo and Patu's as well, I don't think it would have been enough.
Yeah, that accuracy lead from South Korea was definitely there, and it is going to cause them to go to match point. 1 point left that South Korea need to win.
Yeah,
France.
This could be the most important pick from France ever in this World Cup.
France, they need to choose wisely now. Is it going to be another tech map? Goblin was very, very close. I think Goblin was one of the closest maps we've seen between these two teams. So I think one of those picks may be something to go for.
Okay, I'm gonna say it's gonna be either QE or Del Rio.
Del Rio. Ooh.
Just a final curveball.
Going back to LN releases could be very different from how the other LN maps
they're going Acquaintance.
play out.
Okay, that was
Acquaintance.
my third. That was my third
Acquaintance.
choice.
More along the lines of the Goblin pick. Something that's definitely doable by France.
Yeah, this is
But at the same time,
dumpy.
Yeah, at the same time though, France really can't afford to mess up anymore. Of course, South Korea on match point now.
Yeah, this is it for France. If they want to stay alive in this tournament, they need to start winning all the way now.
That is a big ask right now with how South Korea's been playing.
Yeah, they've been playing so incredibly consistently. It's kind of scary, honestly.
Yeah, with the amount of full combos that South Korea's got in this match, they are looking a little bit too consistent. Making the map moves look a little bit too easy.
Yeah, they're making them pools just look like a piece of cake. And reminder that the winner of this match faces Japan, and if anything, from what we saw from Japan, yeah, can you imagine a Japan-Korea rematch of last year?
That is spicy. That would be insanely spicy.
Yeah. Just a little bit of historical recap. Japan was the first team to knock South Korea down to the losers bracket for the first time in 5 years last year.
That was quarterfinals last year?
Yes.
Yes. So
I mean, of course, France are still in it. They need to start winning though.
They need to win the next 7 in a row, and it all starts right now.
This is where we see the reverse sweep from France. Let's go. Oh, very early drop from Kaokai Fanboy and Azubir, but I think Kaokai Fanboy coming off worse.
Yeah, it looks like the accuracy dropped from Kaokai Fanboy a little bit worse than Azubir's. And on top of that, we have Aura holding the highest by far in the entire lobby. Absolutely crushing it, and Kaokai Fanboy still struggling to get it above 99%.
Yeah, but from what we saw from the entire match, all of us prone to missing quite a bit too, so we can hold that to account. Patu's dropping, yeah.
South Korea gonna maintain the lead for now, but not very comfortable. I think the accuracy is very close because of Aura, and it looks like Kaokai Fanboy is struggling a little bit with accuracy in general.
I think France were finally able to find a map that South Korea might not be too comfortable with in general, but now it is a good time to strike. But Kaokai Fanboy is recovering very fast. They're now matching Batu's in accuracy. And Azubir dropping quite a bit too. It is just Aura right now.
Yeah, everyone is holding on so far. Like, South Korea, with Kaokai Fanboy recovering accuracy, is extending their lead very slightly over time. We now have France no longer with the accuracy advantage. I think the accuracy is basically tied between the two teams, but the misses from France, another one coming out from Patu's, is going to give an even further lead for South Korea.
Yeah, that could actually be the last nail in the coffin. That is the nail in the coffin right there. Another miss from Patu's.
That's the second one. Kaokai Fanboy trades it.
Kaokai Fanboy. Yeah, there needs to be a lot more though from South Korea. That's 2 FCs to 1 still.
Yeah, one of these FCs from South Korea, if they miss now, then France would still be in it. But there's not a huge amount of map left.
Yeah. This section here isn't going to be too difficult now.
There's just going to be one small section at the end now.
Just one, yeah. We'll see if that changes things. That could. But I think my fears are going to be fulfilled soon.
So here we've got Transcendence or Popomon. If those are the players to look at right now, if either of them misses, then France can still come back in this map. Azubir is recovering accuracy quite well, but it's not going to be enough.
And and that is another point to South Korea and the match as well. What is that score from Aura? Oh my god.
Aura with 3,200 FC.
Transcendence with 5-2. Both players pulling out scores of their minds.
Crazy scores from both players, but unfortunately that is going to be South Korea winning with the sweep 7-0, and France playing really well, but unfortunately just eliminated from the tournament in the semifinals here. And
what a run, though. What a run from France.
That was a really good run. I think
it's
that match, the matches they've played have been honestly really impressive, like some of the scores they've gotten.
Especially last weekend, yeah.
But it is going to be South Korea for now, and very spicy matchup. Extremely spicy matchup tomorrow.
Japan, South Korea.
Japan versus South Korea on the pool that we have just seen. We've seen incredible scores from both of these teams.
Unbelievable scores.
It's hard to predict.
We are gonna do it. We're gonna do it all over again tomorrow, 1300 UTC. Write that down. Put a reminder. Set your alarms. I don't know. Do whatever. You do not want to miss that. That's gonna be a match of heaven right there.
Bit of a revenge match for South Korea as well from last year.
Yeah.
So
indeed.
I actually don't know how that's gonna go, but for now,
I don't too. Yep. For now, we got another spicy one coming up.
Oh boy.
Another historical match.
I actually don't know how this next one's gonna come in. Philippines versus Singapore coming in about 20.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and other fine people of the world, to the last match of the semi-finals of MWC Mania World Cup 2021 in 4 keys. 7 keys is coming later. I am Petraj, and we commentating with Raveil.
Hello, we've had a whirlwind of amazing matches this weekend, and we're going to end it with a banger. So Japan and South Korea. These two teams fighting for their lives. It sounds a bit weird when you think about it. These two teams came into podium spots last year. Now we're gonna see them fighting for survival, for top 6.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a very different landscape this year around.
Yeah, and these two teams have already played the map pool once, so we already know some scores from them. Just briefly looking through some of the scores, Japan having better scores on Goblin and Acquaintance, but South Korea having better scores on Eagle Seeker, Dodger's Gadget, Preserved Valkyria, Werewolf House, and Make It Funky Now.
Hold on, I'm getting the stats in.
Yeah, so there were a few maps that were avoided, like Angelic Layer, QE, Del Rio, and of course Cloud, because Cloud was banned.
Yeah, I really hope that Cloud does not get banned again, but I feel like it's gonna get banned again. Getting into the 100% banned territory.
Was Cloud actually 100? No, I don't think Cloud was 100% banned.
Wait,
yeah,
no,
I'm pretty sure.
United States, Malaysia did not ban it, but it was ignored.
Yeah.
I guess 0% pick is more like the trend that is going on right now.
Yeah, but actually between these two countries, we might not get to see Cloud banned, but maybe it won't be picked, because I don't know, these two countries are extremely good at SVs.
Yeah, I think, yeah, especially Japan. Japan is definitely known for its SVs, especially on Crew K's side. And South Korea has had pretty good results, actually.
Indeed, as we see the bracket right now, Vietnam managing to dispatch Philippines 7-2, their first ever finals weekend, I believe in OS World Cup history, spanning across 10 years. They've never made it this far into top 6, and they're here gonna face United Kingdom next week. And of course, at the bottom half of that losers bracket, we'll see Japan or Korea facing Malaysia.
Yeah, Malaysia. Malaysia is pretty intimidating to get into. They're just waiting there in the final spots.
And they have a very decent team, pretty decent team probably to face finals map pool. So whoever wins between Japan or Korea, they might be pretty scared.
Yeah, honestly, like either Japan or Korea, I think are prepared for the finals map pool. Especially South Korea. South Korea is kind of a late game oriented kind of team.
Yeah.
We've seen them I've seen them manage the early game to get up until where they are now, but I think their full potential really would be in the finals. So really looking forward to see what they can do.
Yeah, so these two countries have faced each other 5 times now. Japan losing 3 of them and winning 1, which was last year in the quarterfinals, being the first country to knock South Korea down into the losers bracket since 2015. Apart from the 2019 Grand Finals, which Brazil managed to knock them down into the losers bracket, forcing a bracket reset.
Okay,
we already see the bans, yep. It snows and Del Rio banned, so Cloud is not banned. Like I said, I don't think they might want to go for Cloud, but if there is this kind of last resort option, they can definitely go for it. And Japan going for Goblin, which they have a superior score over South Korea, 2.97 to 2.95.
I think Goblin might have been picked every single match so far.
I wouldn't be surprised. Goblin is a pretty popular choice, and not just a popular choice in general, but a popular first few choices. Like the first or second pick will always be Goblin.
Yeah, it's fairly short, 2 minutes and 10 seconds, and it's pretty all-rounded, and as a first pick, it's kind of a good... I think it's a good introduction to kind of compare the team's Rice abilities.
Yeah, South Korea have a very good Rice team, but I really think that Japan could try and take down South Korea on Rice. Especially with that roster, as you can see, MWC, Kuke, and JHDiko, the main core 3 for Japanese Rice.
Oh yeah. This is definitely the lineup you will see for Rice on Japan's side. South Korea is a little bit more ambiguous. We see Popomon. Popomon is not someone you saw in early game because some other players in South Korea had better accuracy. And right now, it is the time where Popomon will shine because Popomon is, I think, one of their players who is better suited for late game picks.
I think the entirety of South Korea might just be suited for late game picks, honestly.
Yeah, it's a fair judgment.
Yeah, we're getting into map number 1. This is Japan's pick. And a pretty strong pick right out the gate. Just a reminder as well, Japan are currently still the lowest seeded team in the competition. We have seeds 1 to 5, and then Korea being seed 7 and Japan being seed 13. It was actually Japan that knocked out seed 6. But yeah, current accuracy so far favoring Japan at the moment. Popomon struggling a little bit. No one dropping on the trail except for Transcendence. Yeah.
It's gonna be falling prey to the infamous Trill. I feel like the Trill is part of the pick. Also, Kuruke
actually Kuruke dropping a little bit of accuracy, now tying between MWC and JHDiko. The entirety of Japan now pretty much even in accuracy. South Korea just kind of falling off the pace though. Popomon holding the highest accuracy, climbing to 99.7, but it doesn't seem like Korea are able to gain enough accuracy to overtake anyone from Japan.
Oh my god, Japan has pinpoint precision. Everyone is at 99.8.
Yeah, this is the Japan we know and love. They are at their A game right now, halfway through, and so showing no signs of slowing down. South Korea, they are managing to pick up the pace though. Now, all of them now holding 99.6 and above. Popomon dropping down again, hitting another 200.
Yeah, it's quite dangerous. South Korea has to bring their accuracy upwards, while Japan has to try and keep their accuracy. It has gone down since before, going from 99.8 to 99.75 rather.
JHDiko actually tanking a little bit of accuracy downwards, but still holding a 99.7, which is higher than anyone in South Korea. So, as long as they don't miss, Japan have this in the bag. But MWC dropping a bit of accuracy, they were holding the highest accuracy in the lobby, now down to 99.74.
Yeah, a miss.
You need to be careful.
A miss even in the ending would be kind of dangerous because it's not like it's not like super dominant as a lead. Like everyone has a full combo in this lobby. No one has actually missed.
Wow.
In Goblin.
Yeah, no one missing. It was just Kaukai Fanboy picking up a 50 randomly, but wow, look at those 200 comes from Japan. 1, 2, and 3.
They sure know how to count.
Yeah, man, that is the first point on the board for Japan. South Korea immediately going for Preserve Valkyria. That is pretty risky. That is actually one of the riskiest ones, I think. Because Japan's Preserve Valkyria score was only... Let's see. They were only off by 700 points. To be exact, 740 points was the difference between Japan and South Korea.
Yeah,
on
it's
this
worth
map.
It's worth noting that Crew K, especially on Japan's side, has shown tremendous progress on the lens. It's actually scary how good Crew K got at lens.
Yeah, you can watch some of the 2020 VODs back when Japan had Interlizer. You can see their L lens maybe not as good as last time, but wow, Crew K is just stepping up to becoming one of the most all-rounded tournament players in Mania World Cup history.
Oh yeah, I'm really scared to see what Crew K can do in solo tournaments. Like, put Crew K in maybe soft 6 or something, and oh my god.
Yeah, he is improving very fast, but South Korea making in some changes here. We see in flying Samura, as well as Gaesol. Does seem like Japan might be sticking with this lineup.
Yeah, it's pretty uncommon for teams to have the same lineup for Rice and for LNs, but in the semifinals roster, it's actually kind of common, strangely enough. I guess sometimes it's the kind of stage where carries really get to shine, and the third player probably is becoming more and more common.
You see a full team mirror from Japan and a full team normal from South Korea.
Oh, that's gonna be visually satisfying.
Oh my god, yeah, you're right. This is gonna be symmetrical right down the split. Oh god, this is actually a little bit trippy. I don't think we've ever seen this happen that often, or at all in this edition.
I don't know. Maybe it was coordinated. Maybe it was scripted.
Off the bat. Oh, that is a terrible. Oh my goodness. AM Dusker tripping on all of those hand LN chords. That is that's extremely bad.
That's a huge drop. AMD is at 97% right now, and to catch up at... Oh my god, no.
That is bad news for Japan right off the start. South Korea already dominating in accuracy as well. JH Lead go just kind of falling off from the pace of Crew K. This could already be a South Korea point unless, you know, we could see some column locks. But goodness, the amount of misses that AM Dusker ate was tremendous.
Yeah, I feel like South Korea is pretty confident on their lens right now. Their average accuracy is pretty high. Like 99.6 on Preserve Valkyria is really high.
Yeah, this is why South Korea scored so high in the LN qualifiers and why they're doing so well in LN as well. This is the type of map that they really excel in. And honestly, I think even without the drops from AM Dusky, South Korea will still take an in. Crew K takes a miss just to cement the place of South Korea's point on the board, and we will be all square now.
Yeah, that's a pretty deciding lead from South Korea. They're really putting their feet in and saying, yeah, we're good at LNs. We'll be taking the LN picks.
Now back to Japan, and we're probably gonna see more Rice. Maybe Acquaintance. Or maybe
honestly,
maybe Strange Program?
Honestly, it would be either Rice or even SVs. SVs are still open. And SVs, I think, depending on practice, might be in Japan's side.
We are going to see Strange Program come out.
Oh yes, that's a good pick. Japan is especially good at conventional Rise, and Strange Program is one of those conventional Rise picks.
Yep, this is 258 BPM jump stream. Quite a few one-hand trills. Although it is pretty straightforward, you can tunnel vision this. And we're of course going to see a swap from South Korea's side. So Flying Samira and Kawkai Fanboy coming off for Transcendence and Popomon. Once again, the same lineup from Japan.
Yeah, two very different teams. Japan has this solid pillar of AMD, Kruke, and Street Girl. Whereas South Korea is kind of moving around.
Yeah, sometimes being a flexible team can pay off. But we'll see how Japan will cope by not swapping in or out any players.
Yeah, not swapping is kind of taxing on stamina as well. You gotta take that into account. But you do have a tactical timeout you can use.
So right off the bat here, the first 400 nodes, we see Transcendence being the worst scoring in the lobby at the moment. Which is causing that to give the lead to Japan at the moment as well, with aim Dusker's accuracy.
Yeah. Japan showcasing their specialty.
Yeah, but with how close South Korea is, this still is within a 1 miss swing.
Yeah, honestly, the pick is not too long as well, so it is pretty dangerous. It is looking more dangerous than when South Korea chose LN and had their huge lead. But price kind of works that way.
Yeah, this is looking like the same thing as Goblin, where the entirety of Japan is just outscoring South Korea. Even with Gaysol trying to put South Korea by a little bit, 99.75 actually dropping down ratio.
Yeah,
none of them above 99.8.
Yeah, no one on the South Korean team is above 99.8, and everyone was above 99.8 on the Japanese side, but Kruke just dropped a little bit, but still above the South Korean team. Kruke, oh my god, no, Kruke!
Oh no! Okay, this could be a bit scary. Japan still have an accuracy advantage, but this lead might shrink.
Yeah, we're just gonna be waiting for Kruke to catch up to the 400 combo mark.
Doesn't seem like the lead will be shrinking anytime soon, honestly, because Transcendence and Popomon's accuracy are pretty low, even with Kruke's miss. It's just aim Dusker and JH Lee go pulling Japan ahead ever so slightly. But the map is not over till it's over. Japan need to see it out.
Yeah, I think Japan would have to miss a couple of times to get the lead back to the...
It can happen. Oh, Popomon is struggling a little bit in accuracy.
Actually, I didn't see that Transcendence actually missed earlier.
Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah, that is probably why the lead didn't shift back to South Korea as much. And oh my god, 2 V1 double S's from Japan!
Oh. They are so solid on straightforward rides like this. AMD, we have known for years that AMD was good on this, but Sleek Girl is actually approaching AMD levels of insanity.
Yeah, man, it's now Japan 2, South Korea 1. South Korea definitely going to go for LN again. I'll definitely say there has to be a Dodgers Gadget or Werewolf House pick soon.
Yeah, I feel
There
like Dodgers Gadget might be a little bit better as a pick for South Korea.
Yep, and there you go. Yeah, I don't think Japan liked this at all. Japan struggled with this against China. They didn't like it. Meanwhile, South Korea just had a fun time playing this last time out.
Yeah, it's kind of funny seeing Japan versus China. I think Dodgers Gadget was held like up until the ending of the match. Because I think China was slightly afraid of Japan's ability on Dodgers Gadget, but it turns out that it might be a little bit scuffed, as one would say.
It seems like Gay Sauce Mom is watching this game. Hello, Gay Sauce Mom.
Hi, Mom. I'm on TV. Get the camera.
So I think we might see a full. Oh my god, we are gonna see a full team mirror from Japan again, and one mirror from South Korea side. So more mirrors than non-mirrors. I mean, to be fair, this intro is pretty mind-blockable. We'll see if anyone trips up on them.
Oh my god, Japan has the same lineup for the 4th time in a row. They must be getting tired a little bit.
I think the problem with Japan is they might not be able to swap in for anyone until SV's Kaokai Fanboy with a very early drop in the intro, and like I said, this intro is very mind-blockable. Kaokai Fanboy will be the only victim of that.
Well, the intro is not done yet.
Okay, now it's done.
Japan is actually getting through it.
Kukei's accuracy is mind-blowing. But of course, we're only getting started into the map. We know the difference between South Korea and Japan in LNs. And for this map in general, South Korea have a better score by about 39,000 points. Which is a huge margin, but right now Japan is having the lead just right off Kaokai Fanboy's miss at the intro.
Yeah. Oh no, AMD is gonna be missing.
Yeah, this is where Japan might collapse. These 3-lane LNs with a single LN Vice, Duskia is not having a fun time.
Yeah, the amount of accuracy drop was not that huge, but this miss might do it.
Yeah, and there's a shift there. The lead now given back to South Korea.
It was looking good until that point, but AMD showing a little bit of weakness here.
And that might continue unless South Korea drops something of their own. But just knowing South Korea's LN consistency, I don't know if it's gonna happen or not.
Yeah, I mean, South Korea has been doing a great job past Kaokai Fanboy's initial miss.
No. Into the inverse wall. Oh no, I don't like this. Duskia dropping. I don't know if they're going to continue holding on combo like I said, dropping again. But if you're gonna drop once on the inverse wall, you're gonna drop again because this entire section here is just gonna be almost fully inverse. And Duskia dropping again and again, and this lead is just gonna grow and grow and grow.
Yeah, I feel like AMD is the only one in the lobby dropping that much. Everyone else is holding okay, but Kaokai Fanboy is gonna be picking up a second miss, but it's not gonna matter at all because there are so many more misses from AMD's side.
I'm going to remain quiet until the end of the map, just so I don't jinx anything.
Nah, I don't think there's anything to jinx. South Korea's lead is enough to take the point, definitely, I would say.
I just didn't want to jinx Kukei's score because that is a very incredible 3-200 count score from Kukei. But alas, it will not be enough because of Duskia's misses, and that will give another point to South Korea. We are back tied 2-2.
Oh yeah, 993k from Crew K here. 993k is not a common score to get on Dodgers Gadgets, especially 1.5, 1.05.
1.5 is double time. That's double time.
Just gadget DT, let's go!
Yeah, if we ever see a 990k double time Dodgers gadget, I will donate a year of supporter. No cap. Anyways, back to Japan. We're gonna see SVs now. Make it funky now. And I feel like this is where Japan is gonna make a swap.
Yeah, we're gonna see names like Verify or you, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure both will be coming in. If not just Verify, I think. South Korea definitely gonna make some changes too. And yep, right on cue, Flying Samira and Kaokai Fanboy going out for Ghost Front Line. And just awaiting the final player from South Korea side. Okay, why did Kuki leave the lobby?
Uh-oh.
No, there is 100%. It's 100% Kuki. Come on. He's gonna play this.
They're pranking us.
Something to note that Kuki didn't MVP this yesterday. Apparently one of the China players was able to beat Kuki on this.
Well, to be fair, some of the Chinese players were really strong.
Yeah, I mean, seed 6 for a reason, but yeah, I was a little bit surprised that China were not able to see the match out and Japan was able to win that, but yeah, I mean, on SVs, Japan has some superiority. But South Korea, they do have a better Make It Funky Now score. Not by much, but they do have a better score. So, this all just comes down to consistency and your 200 count. So we're gonna wait for the third player from South Korea's side. I do not remember what the South Korean lineup was for this map yesterday. Popomon, okay.
Oh yeah, Popomon. Yeah, Popomon does play SV. But yeah, as far as SVs go, Make It Funky Now is definitely the safest pick for Japan. I don't know how Cloud might be going. Cloud is a little bit of an unknown, a little bit of a wild card in the match, if you will.
I think Cloud should only be picked as a last resort because both these teams have not played Cloud on stream, so we have absolutely no idea what scores they might be hiding. Therefore, it can be pretty risky, but these two teams definitely know each other's scores on Make It Funky Now, so not as risky as Cloud. But right off the bat, the first 400 notes, we see Popomon already dipping down to 99.5. With some of these LN releases, they can be very tricky to read and also time it. They saw picking up a 200 themselves as well.
Yeah, getting into the Jacks as well. The Jacks are possible to trip upon.
The focus is really just going to be from the LN releases because they can be a little bit misleading. And that is where we'll see the bulk of the 200 drops from both sides.
Yeah, right now Japan is doing a tremendous job. Everyone is above 99.7 right now, but as SV's accuracies go, they're very volatile, and anything could happen at any time.
Yeah, very fine MMU now, both dropping a little bit down to matching South Korea's accuracy. Really, this difference is just from a little man at the bottom left screen.
Well, Kruke's accuracy right now is...
Yeah, they are just making the difference. You see that lead right there? It's all from him. Verify now dipping to almost matching Popomon's score from South Korea. MMU just cancelling out Gaesol. But Ghost Frontline holding the best accuracy in South Korea's side. It is really just Kruke.
Yeah, those are actually both really outstanding SV lineups.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, as we mentioned.
60? Hello?
60 V1SS. That is gonna be a 997k score.
Another V1SS. Another V1SS from Ghost Online as well. goodness. Yeah, it really just came down to 200 count and also crew case ratio. Easy. Yeah, okay, crew K, you flex enough, right?
Yeah, it's the SBSC blow.
Yeah, and we are probably going to see Werewolf House in South Korea now. Or maybe we could see Ego Seeker.
I think Werewolf House would be priority for South Korea. Ego Seeker would be big.
South Korea have a significantly better score on Ego Seeker than Japan. That's why I'm just basing it off from that. South Korea didn't play Emeraldas, but I think they should be able to take it on that too. But I feel like Colonel Carol might be a little bit risky, because Japan have a pretty decent team on it. And then of course there is Cloud, but also pretty risky because none of these two teams know each other's score from Cloud. And we are going to see Werewolf House, the final LM pick that we'll be seeing in this lobby.
Yeah, so Werewolf House is going to be the last remaining LM pick, and South Korea is going to be keeping to their game plan, which has worked well so far. No breakpoints have happened in this match so far.
Yep, none so far. And this gets pretty physical. So yeah, we are going to see MWC and J-Sheet go back in again. And of course, we're going to see Transcendence and Flying Samira. So 2 changes apiece.
Yeah, AMD and Seika had a little bit of a moment to kind of rest a little bit with DSV. And I feel like SVs are going to be instrumental to get those players some rest, although Crew K is getting none of it.
Yeah, if you're a Crew K, you're just going to be tanking through all the maps. I mean, Crew K has just been playing so many maps across the entire tournament. But we are going to see Werewolf House now, South Korea. No big points like you mentioned, so we are awaiting for that to even happen or not. So dangerously low accuracies coming in from J-Shiko and Gaysol, but Gaysol recovering pretty nicely. J-Shiko just kind of struggling under the 99 zone. But the lead might be swapping back because Crew K's accuracy is pretty decent. But Japan...
No.
Yeah, Japan are pretty prone.
South Korea looks pretty consistent on it so far.
Yeah, I was about to mention that Japan might be prone to missing on LN maps as they've had across the last 2. But the lead is actually flickering because Crew K's superior accuracy and J-Shiko managing to recover nicely. There will be some swaps. It is gonna be a seesaw now. South Korea is trying to get back that accuracy. As you can see, all of them climbing.
Yeah, as Liga is catching back up to the 99.5, well, almost. This
but AMD dropped
match is gonna be so close.
Oh dear. This could just come down to misses, I feel. And I don't like the sound of that because Japan have dropped more misses on L-Lens than South Korea has. So if anything, the odds are stacked against Japan's favor. South Korea have a very, very small advantage because the entire team is so close to each other. Look at all their accuracies. It's just Crew K pulling Japan ahead. Maybe. I don't know. MWC and JJ goes accuracy a little bit lower than everyone in South Korea. This lead is just gonna flicker.
Oh my god.
Will we see a breakpoint or will South Korea continue the trend and match it again? It's gonna come down to this final few LN releases, I feel.
Going back
but Japan will take it!
And
they take it!
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness! I think Flying Samira dropped a little bit. No, it was Transcendence. Transcendence dropped a few 200 at the end.
Yeah,
that's
Transcendence went under the 99.5 territory, and it was very, very crucial. Mind you, AMD and Slitka both went under the 99.5 territory as well, but Crew K with the 99.74, the 991K.
That is the difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my goodness. 2,439 points separate that. Oh my goodness. That is such an extremely crucial point to Japan. That is a point on L lens, mind you.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I feel like every single player on the field has mattered for this point to get into the Japanese side, and now Japan has to pick again, and they're gonna be going for the Korean song.
The Korean song against the Koreans, but this could actually be good for Japan. Their acquaintance score is pretty good, 2.96 against South Korea's 2.94. So there is a 28,000 point difference between Japan's score and South Korea's score from yesterday. Of course, things can change depending on misses that will happen, but this is looking to be a pretty confident Japan point, but we'll just have to see what happens. So forcing some changes from South Korea's side, we see Gaesung flying Samura, moving out, Kao Kai fanboy coming in.
Yeah, so we see this legendary South Korean flexibility and the Japanese pillars.
So we will see Popomon in for this.
Alright, so it's not quite easy, yeah. It's not quite too easy that Popomon would not get in.
Yeah, here's the thing, like, I think this might be Japan's final stage pick. I don't know, maybe they have a good chance on Star of Andromeda, but they might be running out of picks. But then again, South Korea, they are also running out of picks. Oh gosh.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be quite literally a battle of attrition.
Goodness, my heart rate really just spiked at the end of Werewolf House. I just can't imagine these players. How must they be feeling?
Yeah, honestly, like Japan getting the break point is so important for their match going forward. Now they have a huge advantage.
Yeah, now we're going into map number 7. So far, it has been pretty much Rice LN, apart from Make It Funky now. We do see 2 mirrors coming in from Japan's side. Aim Dusker, the only Japanese not to have a mirror. I feel like the issue with this map is that it might be a little bit too fast for South Korea to keep up. Because Japan's Rise is really good with Aim Dusker and 2K leading the charge. Although JC goes actually overtaking Aim Dusker.
Yeah, honestly, like right now the field looks really ambiguous, and this pick might be a little bit more risky than Japan thinks.
Yeah, because it is so easy to just randomly drop a miss here. It is Goku dumps, so you're hitting a lot of these very quick streams.
Besides misses, it's also very easy to drop some accuracy tremendously that Kalkai Fanboy did. Kalkai Fanboy is right now at the 99.3 territory.
Yeah, Transcendent actually had a 99.7, dropped down to 99.5. Kuke had a 99.8, dropping down to 99.76. The entire team of Japan within 300 points of each other. That's a miss from Popomon.
That's not good for South Korea. South Korea was already at a disadvantage in terms of accuracy, and now they're furthering the lead towards Japan.
Yeah, another swing of the hammer for Japan as they prepare to snatch a 5th point in this match. Of course, it's not over till it's over. We've said that many times, but the consistency from Japan in the Rise is pretty frightening compared to South Korea. And Japan really just stamping the definition of seeding does not matter.
Oh yeah, like... Yeah, Japan lost most of their seeding on the Olympics because, well, some of the Olympics were not advantages for Japan at the time. But I feel like enough time has passed that Japan could have improved tremendously on the lens as well.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see how they were able to even take a point off South Korea on their lens. As we close out acquaintance, everyone in Japan still holding 99.7, with Transcendence trying to recover, but it won't be enough. There is one last section, but I do not expect anyone from Japan to sing, and this should be a definitive 5th point to Japan.
Yeah, Japan would need to miss a couple of times to give the lead back to South Korea. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Oh.
Well,
I am so sorry, MWC. I'll write a formal apology after this match. Anyways, that is a 5th point to Japan. 2 200s apiece from Kuke and JC Go, as well as Transcendence, but picking up 2 100s is why they didn't have as high of an accuracy as the other two. But Kuke, where did they go?
oh no, maybe Kuke needed to pee.
Hey, I mean, they've been playing every single map. I wouldn't blame them. But yeah, now the next team to pick is South Korea, which, well, there are no Olympics left, but all the hybrids are still open. And I think that the hybrid to go for is Eagle Seeker.
Yeah, Eagle Seeker is the one to go for at first. The 2 other ones are pretty risky. Meanwhile, for Japan, I think next they'll be going for either Star Effect from Nita or even Cloud. I want to say they're going for Cloud eventually.
I think they will go for Star of Andromeda. They will only go for Cloud if it's a very last resort pick.
Or maybe South Korea might be going for Cloud as well.
Yeah, I mean, any of these teams could go for Cloud. We have no idea how much they practice on Cloud. I know Kuke must have practiced the heck out of Cloud, but this is still going to be a team-based performance and not just individual performances that is going to decide the results. But we are going to see Emeraldas coming from South Korea.
That's a little bit surprising, but at the same time, maybe they have an ace up their sleeve.
This is interesting. I mean, I think South Korea might have looked at Japan's score on Emeraldas and say, yeah, we are going to try our best. They didn't play this yesterday against France, but just knowing how well they've been able to do on hybrids in general, they should be able to perhaps have a very slight edge on this. But it is a very short pick, so misses will cost a lot. As we see Kuke back in.
Alright, no roster changes. Oh, Kuke, what are you doing?
What?
Do not hide. Do not be camera shy. You've been showing off. You've been showing off the entire time. It's not gonna stop now.
We will see Gaysol. Wait, sorry, not Gaysol. We will see Flying Samurian. Gaysol came in and then left. But yeah, this will be an interesting pick from South Korea. So, South Korea going for the first hybrid pick of the match. So just some notes on Emeraldas. This is a pretty balanced hybrid. There are some very quick 194 BPM jacks in between some of these LNs, which could definitely be the 200 odd miss factor. We're gonna get it underway. So far, dangerous low accuracy from Transcendence, but so is coming from JC Go and MWC.
Yeah, the lead.
49.5.
The lead is looking so volatile right now. It's looking so ephemeral.
Yeah, I might actually swing it back to Japan because Flying Samira dropped a little bit too. What is that lead?
Oh.
Alright, let's see the individual performances. Kuke is beating Kaokai Fanboy. Gage lead goes beating flying Samira, and Aim Dusker is being transcended, but not by much. Kaokai fanboy dropped a little bit though, and
yeah.
oh, that's a bit fine.
Samira, no, that's gonna be.
That is not what South Korea need. This could be extremely brutal for South Korea if they lose this now. Because, like I said, this map is extremely short, 1 minute and 40 seconds. And we're already in the last 20 seconds of the map. But Kruke missing a very crucial part. Will this lead shot back?
The Kruke doesn't drop that much accuracy, so it's still gonna be a Japanese lead for now.
Can South Korea steal it back at the last second? I don't think they will, there's not enough time. And Japan, they will take another breakpoint.
Oh my god,
and this is a pilot position for them.
Yeah, I think Japan is just ready to close this match potentially. South Korea would have to do so much to catch up to Japan. I think it's still possible, but it's gonna be really hard for South Korea to recover.
They will need to win every pick now, and they've yet to win a breakpoint. The 5-time world champions, they're going Cloud! Japan are going Cloud!
Let's go!
Oh my gosh! We are seeing Cloud! Alright! Oh my gosh! I can't believe it. I was thinking, yeah, Japan, they might just want to go safe. Just go for Star of Andromeda. But no, they're just gonna say, yeah, we're gonna take an SV point again.
What a bunch of flexes.
And with Transcendence going okay GG, I have a very bad feeling.
Okay. South Korea might be in the bad situation on this.
I don't know, we'll have to see. Because the match isn't over till it's over. If there's any hope, any light at the end of the tunnel for South Korea to try and snatch a point on anything, it could be this. But we have no idea. These players have not played in front of us yet on this map.
Okay, so
the defending champions are 1 point away from being eliminated in the semi-finals. South Korea has never been eliminated at this stage or before that since 2015. They've won 2016, 17, 18, 19, and then they were eliminated as 3rd place in 2020. And for a second time, there is a chance Japan could do the double over South Korea in back-to-back years. Mind you all, they are seed 13. They've dispatched a seed 6. They are 1 point away from knocking out a seed 7. Without Interlizer.
Yeah, that would be a huge upset.
That is the story of this entire tournament, honestly. As we go into Cloud.
Yeah, honestly, if Interlizer were watching from his comfy couch, I would like to imagine that Interlizer is watching this from a couch. I think Interlizer would be proud.
Uh-oh, is that a 200 from Kruke? Aww. Oh, that's fine. I mean, Kruke is probably still gonna crush this anyways. Anyways, let's get Cloud underway. South Korea does seem like they've practiced this a ton, but Ghost Frontline dropping a lot of accuracy, Transcendence, and Popomon, even though they are holding 99, it is Ghost Frontline. Yeah, Ghost Frontline holding 98, but Fairy Fly became the first miss of this map. So now the lead in South Korea's favor despite an accuracy disadvantage. As we go into these slow jams here. Very brutal slowdowns. Ghost Frontline picking up a couple of 200s. The lead swaps back into Japan's favor just from Kruke's accuracy. South Korea, they are trying their best to hold on to 3 FCs. Ghost Frontline might be the one to watch from South Korea's side though. As we go into the slow jam L-Lens, we'll see if anyone ships on any of them. Doesn't seem like that will be the case for now.
Yeah, Kruke is still at 99.83. That's too high, but Popomon as well is doing tremendously well on this one.
The lead ever so slightly in South Korea's favor, but I think one to watch will be Ghost Frontline. They haven't been doing too hot this map. Oh, and the lead's already flickering.
Alright, let's go with the game.
Oh, Ghost Frontline has a terrible accuracy drop. They are rushing all of these patterns. So is Fairy Fire though, but Ghost Frontline is coming off worse.
Yeah, this gimmick is very, very easy to drop some accuracy on.
And the lead is just extending towards Japan. Ghost Frontline is dipping below 98%. And Ghost Frontline drops. And that could be the swan song for the 5-time world champion. Japan, they will take a 7-point on Cloud. With 71 300s on QKO, 1-200 right from the start of the map. Japan will knock 5-time world champion South Korea out in the semifinals for the first time since 2015. Japan will make a top 6 as a 13th seed. And our top 6 is sealed.
7-2 against South Korea. 2 breakpoints on LN maps. And also, what is Krukei's score?
Krukei just doing Krukei things. Commiserations to South Korea. They've done a fantastic job with a huge roster shuffle. Transcendence being the only player from last year's South Korean team to even stay put. 5 newcomers and they've made it to the top 8. But it is not enough against this powerhouse of a Japanese side. They will march on. What a scary match.
Oh my god. It could very well have gone to tiebreaker if Japan did not get those breakpoints on the lens, and they could very well not have had those breakpoints on the lens, and then their strategy going forward would have been very, very difficult.
But yeah, after this, Japan will have their biggest match yet in this tournament. They will be facing Malaysia again.
Yeah, the Asian hell continues. Japan, Malaysia. When will either of them leave Asia?
Reminder that Japan lost to Malaysia in the round of 16 via a tiebreaker. If there's anything I can tell you guys, Japan-Malaysia would be as equally as close. But that is only for us to find out next weekend. We have confirmed our top 6. In the losers bracket, the United Kingdom against Vietnam, Malaysia against Japan, 1 European representative, 2 Southeast Asian representatives, and an Asian representative in the losers bracket. And of course, the El Clasico.
The Clasico. The El Clasico.
The 9th time these two teams are facing. United States versus Brazil. If there is any match you do not want to miss, it is this one you're seeing right here in the center of your screen. But anyways,
USA versus Brazil. Those are very different American and Brazilian teams right on the field. Like Brazil has not changed as much as the USA did, but this match is going to be so interesting.
It'll be very exciting if you're a spectator. If you are a fan of any of the 6 teams, you better get hyped for next weekend and the Map Pool Showcase.
Yeah, the Map Pool Showcase is going to happen very, very soon. I think we're going to be having it after a small break. I would say right on the dot, right on the hour, on the dot of the hour. Or
yeah, we are going to be... I think it might be now. We might be swapping commentators as well. We'll be saying farewell from us, Paturaj and myself. We'll be saying hello to the map poolers, Davi and Mint. We'll be having a very short break first though, but before that, first of all, buy your banners